Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Happy Sunday to you. Happy Sunday to you. I want to welcome you to another episode of Just My Opinion. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really, really, really do appreciate it. And with this episode right here, this is just going to be a movie news roundup, just gathering up all the movie news that happened this past week. And this is something I'm going to be trying to do, throughout the week. I don't know if I'm going to be doing it every week. It just depends on the news and how often that drops and if I'm interested in that or not. And so I do appreciate you tuning in. Right now, I do have about 13 people in the live right now. So I want to say thank you to you all. What's good, Facebook user? How you doing? If you're in the live right now, please go ahead and give me that thumbs up. I really would appreciate it. And go ahead and subscribe to the channel that is on YouTube right now at Just My Opinion Reviews. Just My Opinion Reviews. And also check out my website, justmyopinion.net. I am not just also streaming on YouTube. I'm also streaming on Facebook. That's facebook.com/justmyopinion. You can also find me on Instagram right now. I'm streaming there as well at Just My Opinion 84. And you can follow me on Twitter as well at Just My Opinion 84. The handle is right there. I don't know if I'm gonna be rolling solo tonight or I'm gonna have me some guests coming in. And I just want to shout out Shelly Howard real quick. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. What's going on, Kalor, and also John Doe? What's up? What's going on? So we got about 15 people in right now, about 14, 15 people. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and kick this thing off as soon as we get about 20 people in the building. I got a ton of topics to talk about. I got Warner Brothers. A couple of weeks ago, I don't know if I'm gonna say about 2 months ago, but let's say about a month ago, the news came out that Warner Brothers is going to be releasing their entire 2021 movie slate to HBO Max simultaneously while it's going to be in theaters. That pissed off a lot of people. Everybody was upset in the industry, and we're going to go into all those details, but it looks like they caved, and we're going to get into those details. Also have some Mortal Kombat images that were released early this week that I'm very, very excited about. Hello, how you doing, Tamar C? How you doing? I'm very, very excited about that. Also, HBO Max just released a new trailer for HBO Max for that streaming service. And so there was a lot of new footage that was released during that trailer. It was only little tidbits. Like each movie out of all 17, you probably only get maybe like 2 or 3 seconds of new footage on each of them, but it's still cool. It still looked great. It's something that we've never seen before, and I'm excited to talk about it. The James Bond film, No Time to Die. That's there was an update with the release date on that as well. And also there was some information released from JOBLO about HBO Max as to why maybe they could be going crazy trying to get all these subscribers. And we're going to be talking about that as well. And hello, how are you doing, Kay the Bookworm? Hey, what's going on? We're going to be talking about Space Jam 2, Aldis Hodge as Hawkman. I got some clips I'm going to be showing you guys. Also going to be talking about the Jared Leto Morbius movie. That release date changed, and also WANDAVISION. And so, those 2 episodes just dropped on Disney Plus. I was lucky enough to be able to see the first 3 episodes. And well, I'll wait till we talk about that in the little spoiler discussion that I'm going to be having. But I'll just go ahead and say that I did enjoy it for the most part, but we'll get into those details later on as well. There's also talk about Charlie Cox possibly popping up in Spider-Man 3. I'm going to get into that and just also talk about other Spider-Man news and also Captain America coming back in the MCU. So a lot of things that were released this past week, and I can't wait to go ahead and get into it. And I'm about 18 people in the live right now, and I said I'm gonna go ahead and get started when I get 20 people. So come on in the room, come on in the room, come on in the room. And all of you 18 people, again, I do appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. It really does mean a lot. And if I can go ahead and get at least 18 or 19 likes in the live, that would be great, because it really does help out with the live stream. And so I'm just gonna chill on it just a little bit, wait till this live fills up just a little bit more. And again, I want to thank everybody watching on Facebook right now. I want to thank Shelly. How you doing, Shelly? Hope you're having a great weekend so far. I'm looking forward to it. You know, I've been doing this stuff right here all day, but I'm looking forward to the day off tomorrow. And who are you? John Doe, is that your real name? What's up, man? Again, Tamar C. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? And also Lucas, how you said that? Blaylock? What's going on, man? How you doing? And thank you very much. I do appreciate you guys tuning in. And also we got Jackie Collins right here. Okay, so we got 25 people in the box right now. So I will go ahead and get to the first topic. Now, you guys know that I have talked about this before, about the HBO Max decision. The HBO Max Warner Brothers decision. This was like a thumbnail that I came up with when I was talking about that, because I just thought that this idea was just crazy, insane. I just did not understand. Like everybody else, they just did not make any economic sense, like a lot of people were also talking about. Now, this is just more of HBO Max and Warner Brothers. They're going to be releasing all of these films, all 17 of these films, in theaters and on HBO Max at the same time. Godzilla vs. Kong, The Suicide Squad, The Conjuring, The Heist. I mean, y'all can read all of that right there. But all of that right there is going to be released in theaters at the same time that it's going to be released on HBO Max. And like I was saying, it pissed off a lot of people. It pissed off a ton of people, including Christopher Nolan. Of course, Shelly, of course, I'm going to shout you out. Real quick, where is that American Skin review? You should probably go check out my channel, because it's been on my channel for a few days, and so it's there. It's there. Tamara C, do you have recommend a bundle package for all these streaming platforms? No, I don't. The only thing that I can recommend is, if I understand your question correctly, I mean, you got Disney Plus. You can do Hulu, Disney Plus, and also I think ESPN1 for like $13 a month, or something like that. And Miracle Rose, yes, I'm ready to talk about WandaVision. I'm going to be spoiling the whole thing. And again, Flair, the legendary Lost Otaku, the review for that is on my channel right now. And how you doing, One Journey? I will not be going to the movies, but I will watch on HBO Max. So let me go ahead and just start talking about this right now. And this is just basically a civil war, or like, a battle royale. It's like AT&T, Warner Media, Warner Brothers, and HBO Max versus the world. Christopher Nolan came out, he had some disparaging comments about the company, but it looks like, the thing about it was everybody was pissed off because when they did this, Warner Brothers, HBO Max, they cut a deal with, what was the Wonder Woman 1984 and Patty Jenkins, to where they still got bonuses. They still got their contract deals. They're behind the behind the scenes deals for releasing that film. Sometimes when they have these contracts, there's a back end deal to where it's like, okay, you get this amount of money paid up front, but if it hits this amount of box office, you will get a bonus. And that's just across the board with directors, writers, producers, actors, actresses, et cetera, et cetera. So that if you take those releases out of theaters or just chop in half, you're going to release it on HBO Max, you know, they're not going to hit that box office number, and nobody's going to get their bonuses. And so that just pissed off a lot of people. And so what's going on right now is Warner Brothers have come out with a deal. It says Warner Brothers guarantees filmmaker a payday for HBO Max movies. It says Warner Brothers has come up with a new plan to compensate filmmakers during the pandemic. Treat every movie like a box office smash. It says after shocking Hollywood with its decision to release all of its new movies this year on HBO Max, the studio has adjusted its terms of its deals with partners to guarantee payout regardless of box office sales and to increase the odds of performance-based bonuses. Warner Brothers will also pay a larger group and cast crew money based on fees it collects from HBO Max, according to people with knowledge from the studio's plans. Now, that's just kind of weird to me, because it's one of the things it said is that where is it at? Warner Brothers will also pay a larger group of cast and crew money based on fees it collects from HBO Max. Well, that's just kind of weird to me, because it's all under the same company. So it's like they're paying themselves, you know. So I really just that doesn't add up to me all the way. But you know, I mean, I guess everybody is happy right now, but it just I don't understand that. But it looks like, you know, they're coming up with some type of agreement. I'm still not happy with this. I still think this is like one of the dumbest decisions ever. You know, I mean, of course, was it HBO Max, Warner Brothers? They're going to get a ton of subscribers, okay, but they're not going to make any money. Now, this is supposed to be just for 2021, and everything is supposed to go back normal in 2022. But I mean, you know, I feel like Warner Brothers is still, you know, burnt a lot of bridges right now. You know, I don't see, you know, how they can come out of this. Christopher Nolan, he is like the head boss over at HBO Max, just kind of saying, you know, that this is the worst streaming service ever. He's been their lead guy, making all of their films, all of their movies for like the past 15 years over at Warner Brothers. And I mean, he makes money. And, you know, he's one of the biggest directors in Hollywood right now. And I don't know if the relationship is going to mend. It's probably pretty much over with. But, you know, we're just going to have to see. And if you don't know who Christopher Nolan is, he did the Dark Knight trilogy. He also did Inception. What else did he do? Dunkirk. He also did the Dark Knight trilogy, Memento. He's done he's done a ton of things. And so I don't know. I just think that I think that the relationship may be over, you know, but I'm just not sure. Let me see what you guys are saying in the comment section about that. Let's see. Like I said, One Journey said, I will not go to the movies. I'll be watching this on HBO Max. Justin Graves, what's up, man? How you doing, man? Facts. How you doing, sir? It's been a long time. And yeah, Ronald Sparrow talking about Captain America is back. Yeah, he's back. You know, he's definitely back. We're gonna be talking about that later. You know, you said, what is Christopher Nolan doing? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Ronald Sparrow, let me know. I want to know what you mean about that. And I had an image that I want to pull up, but I don't know what I did with it. I could have sworn I had it on here, but I don't know. Yeah, these are all the films that he did right here. Hold on, let me do this real quick. Where did it go? Y'all give me one quick second. So here we go. He did Dunkirk. He did Inception, The Prestige, Insomnia, Interstellar, Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, The Dark Knight Rises, Tenet, and Memento. So he's done all those films for Warner Brothers, and he has made a ton of money for that studio, you know, since 2005. And so I just think I don't know if the relationship is going to mend. But I have a guest. I want to go ahead and introduce you guys to him right now. A good friend of mine, very, very funny. This gentleman is a tech genius guru. I mean, he also, go check out his channel. He also does reviews for masks. He does giveaways on his show for all types of tech. Excuse me. He's coming up to me from the east side. I'm gonna go ahead and introduce him right now, and that is Mr. Larry. With today, man, what's going on, sir? How you doing?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. I'm glad I chose blue for your thing, man. I feel like I'm matching your whole color scheme. You know,
I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. You know that I don't know. You're making me want to get one of those little machines you got, because that's very creative what you got. I love the contrast. You got the blue background, the red hoodie, you know, and then black man.
I wore this red hoodie for you, man, because you have to see the back here.
Really? Yes. Killmonger, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. You know, we definitely going to be talking about that later, and I do appreciate you tuning in. And guys, this is Larry, a good friend of mine. He does movie reviews. He has like a movie show on his channel. He also reviews masks. He also talks about stock. And he's a tech genius guru. You know, he if you want to know tech, if you want to know cameras, lighting, equipment, whatever, this man right here can just break it down for you. And so there's a link to his channel down in the description box, so you can go check that out. And also, if you head over to my channel tab on my page, and let me just go ahead and click that right there, you can find his channel as well. And so go ahead and subscribe there as well. And now,
man, I'm feeling special. I'm listed up there with all the special Negroes.
Special. Also, I want to introduce the next guest that I have, another cool brother, you know, that I've been knowing for a little bit now, and everything is going great. He also talks about movie reviews as well. He also does TV recaps on his show. You know, you can also get a great life game, a lot of great advice from this gentleman right here. And he also talks stock on his channel as well. And one more thing, him and his lovely wife just brought into the world one of the most beautiful, gorgeous little babies imaginable. She is as cute as a little button. And I want to introduce you guys to him right now. That is Mr. Lamont Tyson with Life Gains. How you doing, sir? How you doing?
I don't deserve to be on this stage with these brothers, man. You got one brother who just gave you the best thing in my life, which is my daughter.
Yes.
If I could live up to her beauty, man, I'd probably be on America's Next Top Male Model. So right I can't live up to the smoothness of Brandon Avery's microphone, nor can I live up to the smoothness of Larry's hair. So I'm just here riding coattails, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I do. Sit back in the cut and ride a coattail.
Right on, man. I thank you for being here as well. You know, if you're feeling Lamont, which I'm sure you is a very nice guy, very smart. These are two very educated gentlemen right here. There's a link down in the description box of their YouTube channels. And like I was saying, also, if you are feeling everybody, you can also go over to my channel tab right here and subscribe to everyone's channel as well there. And you know, I'm just now getting tuned in, guys. Just I got a ton of topics that we're going to go over. I was able to send some of you guys the notes, and go ahead and shout this. I can't even say that. Akason B is saying hello to Larry.
All right, what's up, man? How you feeling?
Tamar C, oh snap, Killmonger news. We're gonna be talking about that. Hello,
the true and righteous ruler of Wakanda.
Yeah,
here we go.
We're gonna be getting to all that right there. And again, thank you, One Journey.
My people, appreciate you.
Be having some of the best comments ever. You know, just a ton of emojis. I love the energy. So you know, thank you very much. And again, thank you for being here. You know, I'm really glad to be chopping it up with these brothers right here. So anyway,
I had to tell you something. I just want to tell you something right quick.
What's up?
Killmonger's alive.
Yeah, he may be. He may be.
Larry,
he may be.
Come on, man. No,
I told y'all.
Why did Marvel do this to me?
Yes.
When I had got Larry to finally shut up about this Killmonger Killmonger crap.
Oh,
Wakanda
man.
forever, my people. Now
Yeah,
they're gonna
yeah.
say he's coming back.
Woo.
God,
Yeah,
You know what that
we'll see.
means? You guys get to hear me for at least the next 2 years? At least.
Uh-huh.
At the
As a
least
matter
the
of
next
fact,
two.
for because of the nature of this show, I'm gonna have to change hats because
Really?
we getting geeked out. So let me change hats real quick.
Okay, do what you do. Do what you do. What we got? What we got right here?
Uh-oh.
Oh yes. Oh
Hold
yes.
the fanboy
Oh
headgear.
yes. Oh yes. That's
Y'all don't know what I keep on this shelf behind me, boy. There's some goodies on this shelf.
right
And
on, right on.
the real rightful ruler of Wakanda is
Bruh.
right here.
That's
right,
a badass hat right there.
Right here. That's
like
the
that.
real rightful ruler right there.
Yeah, yeah. I like that hat. I like that hat. Let me just see. Let me just check out a few more comments real quick before I keep going. Justin was saying, just made my day. I'm telling everybody already. And don't say that, Larry. But like I was, but y'all ready to get into this, man? Y'all ready to get into this?
Let's do this, man.
Do it.
Already. So like I was saying, man, it's like y'all heard me talk about. We talked about this briefly before about HBO Max and Warner Brothers going to be releasing. Well, Warner Brothers going to be releasing all their titles to HBO Max. It pissed off a ton of people. Mm-hmm. It did. Mm-hmm. You know, everybody was like, "Wait a minute, what about my back end deals? You know, if it's supposed to hit this amount of box office receipts, I'm supposed to get a bonus. Y'all did this for Patty Jenkins with Wonder Woman, but what about me? You know, I want my bonus too." And we have it right here from Bloomberg. And Emmanuel was the one that sent me this article, and hopefully he'll be able to join us tonight. But it looks like Warner Brothers has caved. It looks like they have caved, and it looks like they have come up with the deal to pay out everybody.
I have a different opinion on that.
Really?
I don't think they caved.
Okay,
let you go. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Now I'm gonna tell you why I don't think they caved in a minute.
Oh,
okay. But it says Warner Brothers guarantees filmmaker a payday for HBO Max. Warner Brothers has come up with a new plan to compensate filmmakers during the pandemic to treat every movie like a box office smash. After shocking Hollywood with his decision to release all of his new movies this year on HBO Max, the studio adjusted terms of its deals with partners to guarantee payment regardless of box office sales and to increase the odds of performances based on bonuses. Warner Brothers will also pay a larger group cast and crew money based on fees it collects from HBO Max, according to people with knowledge from the studio's plans. Now, they also have something in this article that's pretty interesting right here. Let me read this part right here. Here's how it will work. According to the people familiar with the situation, when movies come out this year, anyone entitled to a bonus will receive one at half the box office revenue that would normally be needed to trigger a payout. So just real quick, what that means to me is, say, for instance, you know, somebody's going to get paid. I'm just throwing a number out there, $3 million, you know, and they was like, okay, you get $3 million up front. But if this movie makes $1 billion, we're going to give you a bonus. So, but since it's not going to do that because theaters are closed and we're in this pandemic, it says cut that in half. And so I'm assuming it means that they're going to get their bonus if it meets, if it comes to about 500 million. And that makes sense to me. And if more theaters close down, the threshold will fall further, a stipulation called the COVID-19 multiplier. Those who will normally participate in profits from box office receipts will continue to do so, as well as benefit from on-demand and online sales. So, Larry, I'm going to go ahead and give it to you, sir. What do you think about this article, those comments, and tell us, how do you think Warner Brothers / HBO Max is not going to cave?
See, I think what's happening here, I think that Warner Brothers is setting themselves up so they don't get pushback from the other cast and crew, from the other unions. And so that people, because right now, when you have the directors union, some of the people from the Screen Actors Guild, all these, you know, some of the big actors, all the, you know, all these agencies, CAA and whoever else pushing back, ultimately when it hits the public sphere, you're going to have a whole bunch of very rich people complaining that they can't make more money. But when you have some of the smaller people, the cast and crew, when you have the electricians union and, you know, and whoever else, the cinematographers union or whoever other unions they have out there, all the multiple unions you have on set, and those people are starting to get paid when they didn't think they were going to get paid. those people now are going to be like, hold up, rich people. I need to feed my family, and this deal is actually working for us. And so they're not going to find as much support as they may have had before. And I think Warner Brothers I think what they did was just cut off all the support that the Directors Guild and some of those big actors were going to get from other people. I think they just cut that off right there, because you're going to find a lot of those people who may not have gotten anything before are now going to get something moving forward. And I think a lot of people are not going to care if that money comes from, from some union, from some deal that got lopped in half, from Warner Brothers, because they say, okay, well, this movie's not getting made, so we're taking the money that was budgeted for that and we're moving it over here. They don't really care where the money comes from as long as it ends up in their pocket, And so I think, and on top of that, I think that Warner Brothers is planning to sort of kill the theaters. Some of these theaters that are on the cusp, I think they're planning on killing them off so they can get back into the theater game, because the laws have changed over the last year or so where studios can now get back into the studio game, but we haven't seen them do it yet. I think they're planning on doing that coming into 2022.
Okay. That's an interesting theory that makes a good amount of sense. Some things that I didn't think of. Lamont, what you think? What you got?
Larry's back end point is definitely one I think, but I think it's more so that they're trying to find different ways to monetize the stream.
Right.
And I think that this is a reactionary move on their behalf because of some of the backlash they got from Hollywood. And what they're trying to do, because you sent a graphic that I already knew, that the stream service has been down since Game of Thrones left.
Right.
And they have a wide array of content. They've got all this DC content. They've got all this comedy content. They've got a wide array of content, but they're not seeing the traffic come into their site. And so by trying to appease the individuals that felt like they was getting cut out, they're doing two things. Number one, they're throwing them a bone. And number two, they're still keeping it relevant on the stream to try to get more eyeballs to their stream service. And while they're doing that, finding ways to continue to monetize things being A, on the stream, and B, in the theater. And for them, what I want to know is, if this all backfires, who's carrying the bag? That's what I want to know. If it all backfires, who's responsible for carrying the bag? Who's going to lose the greatest amount of money? Is it going to be Warner Brothers? Will it be HBO? Who's going to lose the most money if this backfires? And that's
Lamont, I don't think it's going to backfire, because I think the people at Warner Brothers and HBO Max are simply looking at this as much in the same way Amazon looks at the Fire Stick. It's a loss leader. Okay. It's a way to bring people into your home and saying, okay, people are looking at all this stuff in the window and seeing, oh, dang, they have this, they have that. I don't really want to pay this, but then they just keep showing you more stuff in the window, and eventually you come on in, and then you're there, and then you're like, I like this, I'm staying here, and you continue to pay your $14.99 a month. Okay. And anybody who has HBO Max knows once you get inside HBO Max, it's legit.
It is legit. It is legit. It is like I was a Game of Thrones fan. They've got great other content up there that I like. So it's been hard for me to understand that people are so one genre dedicated that they couldn't find enough justification to keep the app beyond Game of Thrones. And so, Larry, in your estimation, what you see them trying to do is you see them trying to get people to just pay the subscription. So what is the ends? The ends is them paying a subscription or them generating more numbers on their stream service. What is the ends for the marriage of HBO Max and Warner Brothers?
Oh, I think it's both.
By doing this.
I think HBO Max wants to get people into the subscription service, because I think once they get them in, they're going to keep them in. And so even if they have to use some of the fees they're paying for Warner Brother Films, even if they have to use some of that as a loss leader, I think eventually what's going to happen is they're going to get so many new subscribers that moving forward, they're going to make money.
Here's the thing, Larry. here's the thing about this. The graphic B. Avery sent me is completely true. Since Game of Thrones ended, they've lost half their subscribership. So, all right, so by if we're going to go down the road you're saying we're going to go, and we're looking at the data that they're giving us, that means that they're going to have to keep some of these new movies on the stream service, which is basically my point going forward.
True, but let's not forget that some of that loss of subscribers also coincided with a mass exodus from cable to be as a whole. It wasn't just HBO that was losing subscribers. People have been cord cutting and leaving cable TV, by the millions every year. And so when you start talking about those types of numbers leaving, a lot of people only stayed with cable because they wanted to watch HBO. Once HBO was like, hey, we have our Max service now, and you can actually get HBO without having to have cable, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to simply say, you know what? I want to watch the next Sex in the City when it comes out. I'm going to go ahead and resubscribe, but except instead of going and getting cable again, I'm just going to go get HBO Max.
Were y'all a fan of Sex in the City?
Huh?
Were y'all a fan of Sex in the City?
I was, yeah.
You were? Oh, okay.
I've never seen it.
Okay.
It was a fantastic show. It was not something I would think was normally in my demographic, but it was really well written. It was entertaining. It was everything that you would think a show like that would be. It's funny. It's sexy. It's a chick flick on top of that too. So it's something that you can watch with your wife or your girlfriend or whoever, and both of you can enjoy it.
Then there's a reason why I asked you that. I didn't send you guys an article or anything, but I don't know if you guys know, they are talking about bringing it back for another season. 3 out of the 4 women are coming back. It was a popular show, like you said. I didn't watch it consistently myself, but the few episodes that I did see, I did enjoy. I would be lying if I said, like, oh, that's crap. No, I mean, it's not anything that, I would like, oh, Sex in the City is on, let me turn it on. But, if it was a woman I was dating at the time, if she was into it, I would watch it with her, and I wouldn't loathe it. I would kind of enjoy it myself. But they are bringing that back. And one of the reasons is because, like we were just talking about Lamont, HBO is losing, subscribers, they're losing viewers. And so they're just trying to get everybody to come back. So I'm actually surprised to hear both of y'all say that. I kind of thought y'all was gonna be like, hell no, that's not the type of show, that I watch.
What HBO did though, where they made the mistake was when Game of Thrones went off, they didn't have another big blockbuster locked and loaded. They should have had one. Like, really, what they should have done is what a lot of networks do, is where they say, okay, we know that the Flash is going to be going off, so we're going to have the next superhero show that's going to be that we're going to use Flash as a lead-in for that. So we're going to have their season finale or series finale. We're going to start the next series right after that show. And they should have done that. They should have probably have produced that Arya show. Right when they wrapped production of Game of Thrones, they probably should have started filming that show for Arya. And they should have stopped right when, like, if they should have ran the Game of Thrones thing starting at like 8:00 when it ended at 9:30 or whatever it was, and Arya went off into the sunset on that boat, it should have started right then. Boom. Her new show should have started, and people would have been entirely geeked up and been all into it. And instead, they just let all the buzz and all the hype just sort of cool down.
Yeah, I agree, and I forgot they was coming out with those spin-off shows, but they need to crank up the volume with that right there. I'm gonna go ahead and answer your question, Akasabi. I'm gonna say girlfriends, but it is what it is. If you like Sex in the City more, it's all good.
The only one I've seen is Girlfriends, and that's kind of has a lean of a chick flick, but I mean, I like that show. They had that one brother up there that used to make me laugh all the time, but I mean, he was a cool brother. And so,
I mean, it's hard to choose between Girlfriends and Sex in the City, having watched both of them, because they're really, I mean, they're sort of for two different demographics, but also not just because of the racial element to it, but because they were written very differently. One was written for cable TV, where you were able to have sex and nudity and cursing, and the other one was written for network TV. I think the Girlfriends was on like the CW or something like that, and so it was very much a PG leaning towards, probably leaning closer to a G than a PG-13, but it was very much a PG series. And Sex and the City was not at all. I mean, there was probably for the first 4 seasons there was a lot of nudity in almost every episode.
Right on. So we got about 39 people live right now. I want to thank all of y'all for tuning in. Please go ahead and give me that thumbs up, subscribe, and follow us all on all the social medias. And I want to pose a question to you guys again with this HBO Max Warner Brothers thing. Larry, I know that you have a strong disdain for Christopher Nolan right now because he put Tenet in theaters, putting everybody at risk. These are all the films right here that this man has put out. He's been cranking them out for Warner Brothers since like 2004, 2005, making them tons and tons of money, hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars.
Got that right.
With him being the lead guy at Warner Brothers, and then all these other directors, Denis Villeneuve, and I can go down the list. Do you think Warner Brothers, HBO Max is out of the woods? Do you think that they can mend these relationships? Do you think the relationship is over completely? Also, specifically with Christopher Nolan, what you think?
Honestly, I don't think they need to worry about mending those relationships. I mean, let's just be honest. Is that if as much as people love to overestimate themselves and think that they are just everything to the filmmaking world, whether they be a director or a writer or an actor, I guarantee you that if they just simply said, you know what, Christopher Nolan, we're not interested in dealing with you anymore, I bet you they could probably go over to NYU or to USC and they can find the next Christopher Nolan today. I am willing to guarantee that person is out there waiting, saying, oh, you gave Christopher Nolan a $200 million budget, just give me 50 of it. I'll make that same movie better, Okay. And I have friends in this program right now that have 15 scripts on deck waiting that are probably just as good or better than anything that they have out there. And the next generation of filmmakers is always there, always knocking on that door, always scratching, waiting for their opportunity. And if someone like Christopher Nolan overestimates his value, that next big person, that next special thing is right there in the wings waiting. So I personally from a business perspective, I would simply say, dude, you're going to fall in line, or we're going to let you go and go find something else. Go find someone else.
Lamont, you got anything to add to that?
What I'm going to say is y'all better go buy a lottery ticket, because this is 2 times in a row I agree with Larry on something. I mean, my God.
Right on.
Go get your lottery ticket, folks. At the end of the day, I think that what they're still trying to do is find a sweet spot where they can offer the movie on the streaming apparatus as well as the movie theater post-COVID, run them simultaneously, maybe charge a little more on the streaming app. That's what I think that the ultimate goal is. Right. But at the same time, everybody has a price. I learned that from the $1 Million Man of WWF. Everybody has a price. And if they can find that sweet spot where they're making a lot of money, Christopher Nolan and all these other directors, they're going to go where the money is at. I don't care how much money you made. A rich guy told me people are rich because they don't turn down money. They like to keep making money. So if they find that sweet spot, they'll wind up coming back to them. But if they don't, I'm with Larry. You find another up-and-coming actor or someone who has balls, panache, whatever you want to use to say they have chutzpah, and get them to do your script, and you create a monster over there taking over the stream as well as the movie theater, and then you make them come back to you. That's how I see it.
Right on. Okay. Well, good words, my brother. And let's go ahead and move to topic number 2. And what we have for topic number 2 is talking about Mortal Kombat, the reboot. I am so looking forward to this right here, gentlemen. I mean, my goodness gracious, this is one of my most anticipated films of 2021. And we got some news coming over from Entertainment Weekly. Look at Liu Kang and look at Kung Lao right there. First of all, thank you very much, Entertainment Weekly, for dropping these images. Hopefully we're gonna get a trailer tomorrow. But Mortal Kombat's first look inside the R-rated reboot.
Yeah,
What
you
in
might
the world
need
be
to go
able
get
to, so
some,
your
man.
mom be
You got
able to
some
R-rated booty?
You made a mistake earlier and said I was reviewing tits, and then now you're talking about boobs. You might don't need to go get you some, bro.
I don't think I said you were reviewing tits, but
My man just said the
I can't wait to
R-rated
go.
booty. He got me thinking he writing some R. Kelly music remixes.
Oh man,
I'll tell you, isolation, something else, boy.
gotta get the last shot. That's funny. That's funny. But anyway, let's try it again.
Just remember, you invited us.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Y'all crazy. Anyway, Mortal Kombat first look inside the R-rated reboot. Fatalities and all. Time to Fight director Simon McCoy promises blood, gore, and for the first time, fatalities. When you think of Mortal Kombat, you think of blood, buckets of it, the kind of gruesome splatter that comes from Akali Mashati. I don't know what that is. An opponent in savage fight to the death. But blood, as Dr. Simon McQuaid's thought of it when his upcoming video game inspired movie reboot, has many meanings. Blood represents family. He tells EW, blood represents a connection. Blood represents who we are. Without getting too overcomplicated, what we did is use blood executionally, and it starts flowing right from the get-go. Y'all, these are just beautiful comments right here. And then we have a few images right here of Baihan in I forgot Scorpion's real name. Where is it? Hanzo Hasashi. There we go. Look, I mean, I don't know. Looks like he's finna die. It looks like this is right before they get their supernatural abilities. Let me blow this up a little bit more so y'all can see it. It just looks freaking badass, man. What are y'all? And the weapon that he has in his hand is called a kunai blade. And
that's his get over here weapon.
Yes, that is his get over here weapon. What are you thinking about these images so far?
Well, we did a full review of this on Friday, and I mean, we was having geek orgasms all over everybody's camera. It was so wet up in there, you thought we was in a sauna. We can't believe we saw this. We saw Jax, we saw Kano, we saw Sonya Blade. The only thing we had to add was they recently did a cartoon directed by Ed Boon. And I had said, I hope he has something to do with this, but apparently he doesn't. And a lot of people said that he's not going to have anything to do with this because he has so much love for Scorpion. However, that Scorpion's Revenge cartoon was fire. I mean, one of the best things of entertainment you could have watched last year. And when I'm hearing when we read and reviewed what you just read, B. Avery, we all got excited. The only thing we're wondering, you got to have Raiden. We haven't seen anything with Raiden. And you got to have a good script to go along with the blood and gore. And we saw that picture of Jax up there looking like Steve Harvey, and we was fine with it. The CGI on that arm looked good. We just want to know, is this script going to be good? Are we going to get a good... do you think that could be Raiden? Could that be the hat that Raiden wears or somebody else?
It kind of looks like it. It kind
of looked like it. Or it could be Shay Khan.
Yeah. Let me ask y'all this real quick. Who do y'all now? I was reading this as well. This dude right here is called Cole Young. Okay, he's a completely new character. Martial arts. He was in Wu Assassins. And when I was reading this, when we first meet Cole, he's really in a bad spot. Tim says he's down on his luck. He's kind of washed up MMA fighter. He used to be a champion, who used to believe in himself, who used to have a lot of hope in his career, and all is going down the drain. It is a very interesting place for a hero to start. And I think that along the journey of Mortal Kombat, Cole discovering where he comes from, you're introduced to all these other iconic characters and elements that everybody loves so dearly. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say this. I personally think that one of two things. He is just being introduced into this movie so that we can get to know the Mortal Kombat world through his lens, or they're just setting him up so that he can die in the very beginning, or just some crazy fatality or something like that, because I don't think they're going to be doing fatalities on signature characters, because we want them to last through the franchise. So what do y'all think about this dude right here so far?
He couldn't they just kill him off in the beginning, then he becomes the god we know as Raiden?
Really?
Yeah. I mean, because technically Raiden is a good, I don't want to say good guy, but technically Raiden's a good guy. And if they give this particular character that definition and meaning in the story, you could have somebody whip his ass and kill him physically the way he is now. And then because of the way his virtues are and his heart and his spirit, he goes to become Raiden, come down and proceeds over the fight and whips everybody else's ass. I can see him becoming Raiden.
That's interesting. I hadn't thought of that.
Wow, I haven't thought of that at all either.
Y'all know I'm a geek now. Y'all know that I don't let it out a lot. I keep the geek in sometimes, but on Brandon's show, I can freely let the geek out.
Let it out, my brother. Let it out. And I saw that y'all did cover this on Friday, and I was like, man, I should have been there. But I purposely did not watch that particular show yet, and I will, because I wanted to get y'all's reaction and just kind of be surprised. And so I'm very, very glad that y'all are as excited about this as I am. But
oh my god,
I think they might introduce someone new, because writers, as we know, are arrogant. You have to be a little, you have to have a little arrogance as a writer. And I know that a lot of writers come in and they want to adapt screenplays and video games and other stuff, and they want to introduce their own little bit to it. They feel like I have to add a little bit of me into this. And so I think that adding this character is somebody just adding their bit into it. And I'm okay with that.
But Larry B. Avery, all the years of Mortal Kombat, they've added so many characters. We've got Barranca, we've got Reptile. I mean, there's so many characters. You're going to add somebody new to this is a reboot. So they're trying to do the original storyline of the game from 1992 that used to be sitting next to the NBA Jam arcade. Both of those used to take all my lunch money in quarters. So I just don't see them throwing in another new person when you already had a great original roster. And if this is supposed to be a reboot, unless he's going to just be a human, which he could be. This guy could just be a human good fighter that gets thrown into the combat. I don't see why they would introduce another character with ungodly powers, unless it's Raiden.
Well, just real quick, guys, I want to go ahead and introduce another guest joining us in the show tonight. Good brother of mine, a good friend of mine, excuse me. Actually found this channel from Game of Thrones, which we was talking about before. He made me laugh my ass off talking about how evil Godfrey was. When he made me laugh, I just had to subscribe to his channel immediately. He does movie reviews. He does movie reviews. He does trailer reactions. He sometimes talks about entertainment news, and you can also call him like the king of anime, because he does a ton of anime on this channel. Well, and also, ladies, he's from Louisiana, and I believe he's single. And if so, like, if you want a man to cook for you, follow him on Instagram, because he also be throwing down in the kitchen. Let me go ahead and introduce y'all to the show real quick, and that is Mr. OneTakeBigDog. How are you doing, sir? How are you doing?
What's up, everybody? What's going on, everybody?
Yeah. What's good, man? What's good? How are you, sir? How are you?
That was a great introduction. I'm great. That was a great introduction. I'm watching the game. That's why I'm a little late. I apologize.
It's all good.
Well, who winning? Who winning?
13-14 at halftime.
Damn.
Oh yeah.
I want a New Orleans blowout. That's what I want to see.
Ooh.
Yeah, man. So yeah, this is OneTakeBigDog, real cool dude right here. If you're feeling what he's saying tonight, which I'm sure you will, there's a link to his channel down in the description box. And again, you can just head over to my channel tab and subscribe to his channel. Real good dude. And just to catch you up to speed, I'm sure you was watching, man. We're just talking about this Mortal Kombat right here, man. With these images that they released, we got Liu Kang and Kung Lao right there. Scorpion and Sub-Zero. We got this new cat right here called Cole. This right here gets me most excited with Sub-Zero. I know y'all. I mean, they actually showed a brief 3 or 4 seconds, segment in the trailer of him making the sword. I was just like, oh snap! Man, like I'm gonna lose my SHIT when I see that trailer, not the movie, but the trailer. We got Macabre Brooks right here as Jax, and like you were saying, Lamont, that arm, it looks good, man.
It looks good.
I'm liking it, man. I'm liking it. We got Sonya Blade, and last but not least, we got Kano Something we haven't talked about, and again, we got not Sub-Zero, but Liu Kang and Kung Lao. WANDAVISION, out of all these images, which one are you feeling the most? And just I want to hear you gush out about a Mortal Kombat reboot.
Oh man, I guess I gotta go Kung Lao and Liu Kang, because
Kung Lao and Liu Kang.
Other than like Scorpion and Sub-Zero, which are my favorite to fight with in the game, I think we never really got to see these two together. I don't even remember if Kung was in the first two, and the fact that like
oh man, got that Wi-Fi connection, but that's all right.
He trying to shut him off. He was about to give up some spoilers. They were like, "We can't. No, we got to cut his internet."
That's all good. But Larry, is there anything out of all of these that has you real excited?
I was looking at Kato, like I think he might need to get some Neosporin for his face, man. That shot there. Dude look like he might be getting ready to get an infection. He might need to get some Neosporin.
Hey man, he's going with that Terminator look. I mean, I can get with that Terminator look,
Already now, I got the whole. I don't know how familiar y'all are with the entire cast. I don't know. I mean, I know Hiroki Sanada. I know Joey Taslim. He was in the Raid franchise. We know Mekhi Brooks, but I don't know who Jessica Magnani is. Ludi Lin, he was the Power Ranger guy. Yeah. I never heard of Josh Lawson. Shang Tsung is going to be in here. I forgot Melina, Cabal. And we don't even have images for these guys. We don't even have any stills for these guys. I mean, who is Natira? Who is that? Do y'all know who this is?
Nah,
man. I've been playing all the games.
Yeah. I mean, it's going down though.
I might have to hop on a play tonight.
Oh, really?
Hey, don't you do it. I just told you, anybody who think they still good on Mortal Kombat versus DC, don't you get up there and get your ass whipped by me in the Flash. Don't do it.
I need to go ahead and get on it too. I haven't been gaming in a minute, but I need to get back.
But I still remember all my moves and fatalities.
Already.
That game was fair. That game was not fair, man. I don't like the controls. I'd rather just rent Mortal Kombat.
So apparently you ran into them dudes that was cheating with the Flash and Superman like I was doing. That's what you ran into, because on that game, Superman would uppercut you, hit you with the I-beam, then fly on the other side of you, hit you down. You wouldn't even get a hit in.
Nothing.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. It was real. It was real.
Okay. Well, cool. Well, guys, let's go ahead and move over to topic number 3. Okay. And that is going to be, we got a new release date for Godzilla versus Kong. It is actually going to be moving up to March. It was supposed to be coming out later this year, but we have some news over from Entertainment Weekly saying that this is going to be moving up to 2 months to March. Godzilla vs. Kong gets a new release date, moving up 2 months to March. And this is coming from Entertainment Weekly, a very reputable source. Warner Brothers bumped up the release date of Godzilla vs. Kong to March 26, 2 months earlier than its previously scheduled May date. The COVID-19 pandemic previously delayed the film from November 2020. Per Warner Brothers' new release strategy, the film will be available in theaters and HBO Max simultaneously, just like everything else. And the original film, well, I don't really care about the original film, but is this something right here? Is this something right here that y'all are excited about? Did you see the Kong movie with Samuel Jackson? We lost him again with Samuel Jackson that came out a few years ago, and Godzilla vs. Monsters, which came out a few years ago. Did y'all like that? And how y'all feeling about Godzilla vs. Kong right now?
Man, I didn't see the last Kong movie, but I did see the last one. Yeah, I didn't see that one. I didn't see it.
Oh, brother, it's good.
Good.
But I did see the last Godzilla that had Bobby Brown in it from the show with the kids. I can't think of the name of the show with
Bobby
the kids.
Millie Brown.
Yeah, Bobby Millie Brown.
Whichever it is. Yeah.
She was in the last Godzilla movie, and I like Godzilla. I really do. And that movie was just okay to me. It was okay. I felt like it could have been better.
Right.
So what I want to know is, I think ultimately with Godzilla versus King Kong, they're going to have them fight, but ultimately they're going to become friends somehow. And what I want to see is, how are they going to transition them to friends in a way that we've never seen before? Because the traditional way is, you know, something has them two fighting each other, and they think that they are the enemy, when the enemy is the one placating the two, and eventually they figure it out, they come together, and they beat the hell out of that enemy. But in the last Godzilla movie, there was this flying fly that was giving it to Godzilla in the beginning. Are they going to do that same type of thing with these two monsters in this movie? It's kind of what I'm wondering. I'm excited for it, but I want them to please do this thing some justice.
Maybe they'll make it a political metaphor and they'll unite to fight against the MAGA people.
That would be right. That would be right.
I would love that right there. I would love that right there.
You have Godzilla go beat up all the trailer parks on the East Coast, and then you have King Kong go destroy all the trailer parks on the West Coast that got Confederate flags outside the trailer park. And there you go.
Now, I think this is going to be amazing because this is going to be the fourth film in this franchise. And, you know, it's just been going back and forth for me because you took the words out of my mouth, Lamont. That first Godzilla movie, it wasn't bad. It was okay, but it could have been better. You know, I had high expectations, but it was a bit disappointing.
That was Godzilla Monsters and Gods?
No. The first one. The first one.
Okay.
I forgot what year it came. I can't remember if Kong Skull Island came out first or the first Godzilla movie. I think the first Godzilla movie came out first.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, and like I said, I thought it was okay. Kong Skull Island with Samuel Jackson, and they started introducing Monarch and stuff like that. I love that. That was a great movie. I loved it. I loved it. Godzilla vs. Monsters, this last one, it was okay. It was just, it was a little disappointing. So I think since it's going back and forth, this one right here is going to be stellar. I think they're going to knock it out the park. And I kind of do agree with you, just saying like there was a quote that the studio came out with saying that there's going to be a clear winner towards the end. I don't believe that. I think it's still going to be a tie, and they're going to have to team up to face some other big monster or something like that.
Right.
Maybe like a Mecha Godzilla or some other alien coming in. I don't know. But Larry, what you got, man? What you got?
I'll be honest with you. When I saw they were moving it up, it made me nervous because I don't think I've ever heard a studio moving up a movie because it was good. You know, they usually try and move it up. They usually try and move their turds up and get them out and done. So, yeah.
But Larry, don't they do the same thing with movies they push back a lot because early screenings, people are hating it, so they go back and push it back, trying to add edits, trying to redo a couple of cheap reshoots things. Think about
they do that.
New Mutant. They pushed that joint back like 4 years, and it was hot garbage.
No, you're right. New Mutant was terrible. They kept pushing that thing back, and that was that. I mean, but I think you're right in the sense when they pushed movies back because they figure, okay, we need to do some reshoots or we need to go re-edit. But I don't think that's happening in today's COVID society. I think people just you get what you get. And I mean, they may do a few reshoots, but I don't know, man. Because I think it was originally slotted to come out like Labor Day weekend, I think, which is a big movie weekend. And then they push it up to March. That tells me that the movie's just not going to be that good, or they don't think it's going to be that good.
Or could it be just the roster? Could it be that they pushed it up because now Warner Brothers is releasing movies on the streaming apparatus the same time they're doing it in theaters, and maybe they are reorganizing things because of doing it on the stream, and they hadn't originally planned to do it on the stream. And maybe they feel like they need to fit some other things into a better scheduling throughout the year, so they move it up. What you think, B. Avery?
I think that they moved it up because Warner Brothers and Legendary are coming close to a deal to work things out, which is like this report that I have right here from the Hollywood Reporter. Warner Brothers and Legendary nearing deal to resolve clash over Godzilla versus Kong. And so, you know, one of the things about this is this film cost about over $200 million.
What?
And yeah, $200 million. And Legendary, the reports were saying financed about 75% of this.
Good.
And you know, it was rumored that they were going to be suing Warner Brothers because, like, hey, wait a minute, if we're paying for 75% of this movie, you know, we're gonna get some say in how it's released. Okay, we want some type of return. And so because they're coming up with some type of deal, I think that's possibly why they could be moving it up. You know, so it says a spokesman for Legendary declined to comment. If Warner Brothers gives, well, let's talk about Dune. Legendary was considered the ick list of Warner Brothers financing partners to pursue litigation following the studio's surprise decision. It financed 75% of Godzilla and was prepared to accept a $225 million plus Netflix offer, you know, for the film. So I don't know. They're working it out, and I think that's possibly why it's going to be moved up. But after the dumb decision that Warner Brothers made doing this without letting anybody know, I'm glad that, you know, things are kind of working out. Again, they're not out the woods all the way, but it looks that way. So
I think Warner Brothers, I know you think it's a dumb decision, but I think they were in one of those situations where they thought about it and they said it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. Because if they went and tried to get permission to do what they did, it would have never have happened. It would have never have happened. Yeah,
well, that is true. I'm not, I can't say that you're wrong, but at the same time, I'm just me personally, and of course, I'm not anybody. I'm not a CEO managing a multi-million or billion-dollar corporation. But me personally, I'm just not trying to burn bridges, you know. But I mean, hey, they know something. I'm not in the room, and you know, we're just gonna have to see. But
I guess they feel like they've got so much pull. What are you gonna do? You ain't going to Netflix. Nobody's going back to theaters this year because coronavirus is getting worse, and you want these properties to get out there. So what are you going to? You know, you're not going to Marvel because you're competing with them too. So are you going to go to a smaller distributing apparatus? You're not going to do that either. So I guess they kind of. I don't think they would have done this if they didn't feel like they control the person. They control the influence. I don't think they would have done it. And I still, in my heart, I feel like they should have went and asked for permission. Same. However, they would have told them no, and then they couldn't have done it. But I think it's working out because the numbers for Wonder Woman's viewing on the stream was good. It's just that the only person who liked the movie was B. Avery. That's the only thing.
Right. I mean, how many times have you watched it now? 340 million times?
Nah, I think I just watched it twice, but that's all good, man. I'm still
Now, B. Avery, admit, if Wonder Woman had released to the theaters, that movie would have been a stinker. It would have tanked. It would have been, and Patty Jenkins probably would not have gotten a third shot. She wouldn't have got that third film that quickly. She only got that because she gave the okay and didn't push back on it going to streaming.
I just don't see it that way. I still think it would have made more money. You know, like
she was a company man and said, okay, let's do it. Christmas is a big movie day. Let's go ahead and put it out there because she knew that movie was a stinker.
I got you. Well,
I don't think Patty thought it was a stinker, but
people know when they put out a stinker.
I think that I don't think she thought it was a stinker. I think that she thought it was going to be reviewed better than what it was. But I definitely don't think she thought it was a stinker.
Okay.
Right on. And just real quick, Nary's 21, I want to say thank you very much. I do appreciate that. But guys, let's go ahead and move on to topic number 4. And this is sad because I was really looking forward to this movie right here. But that is No Time to Die. It's being delayed again. It is being delayed again. Unfortunately, I know it really does suck. It does suck. Yeah. We have this report coming from Deadline. No Time to Die is poised to depart Easter weekend for a fall release. You know, it should come. It should be no shocker. We're hearing that MGM Eon's No Time to Die is bound to move from its Easter weekend release of April the 2nd to sometime in the fall as the world waits for the pandemic to come under control. Several sources inform us this morning. Note the UK is a key market in No Time to Die's rollout, and they're facing similar situation as the US. They don't know exactly when exhibition will be fully back up and running. The leakage on Kerry Joe G. Fuganaga directed film started yesterday on a Dutch site BN De Steam, in which Dutch exhibitor Carlo Lambretz revealed that he heard No Time to Die was heading from his Easter weekend to November. We heard separately this morning that 007 promotional material has already been given a heads up that the final Daniel Craig movie is bound to move to autumn. No definite release date has been set yet, despite Lambretz spilling the beans. What do you guys think of this news? How are you accepting it?
It's simple. MGM needs to partner with someone who has a streaming apparatus so they can put it on the stream and charge people for it, because they're pushing it back because of their concerns with coronavirus. And they highlighted that the market they think is going to make the most money is the UK. Then they go on to further highlight that the UK is going through the same problems we're having with coronavirus. Their numbers are going up too. It's not going to be better by the fall. People, even if everybody gets the shot that needs to get the shot, we still are not going to be out of troubled waters in the fall. MGM needs to either set up a temporary app where they let people pay to see the movie so they don't got to push it back, or let it come out in the fall one way or the other one, or we're going to keep getting pushed back. Because my fear here is fall gets here, UK has 2 new variants of the coronavirus strand, and they're saying those variants aren't taking well with the vaccine. When fall gets here, you're going to have to say, well, we're going to try to push it back till January, or we're going to push it back to next spring. Put it on a streaming apparatus and charge people. I'm giving the floor back to y'all.
The thing about that, I see what you're saying. And the only thing is, it's easier said than done. Let me read this real quick. MGM screened the movie stream. I can't read. MGM screened the movie for streamers with a reported asking price of $600 million, but none of them were willing to pony up even half of that. The pick is a juggernaut to MGM's financial sustainability, and the studio is adamant about protecting the film's global theatrical window, given the riches that can rain down from the final Craig 007 pick. The last Bond film, Spectre, grossed $880 million in 2015, while Skyfall, released in 2012, reaped in the highest 00 pick of all time with $1.1 billion. Those outside of MGM have seen the movie, says it is amazing and it is well worth the wait. So they're trying to push it back because it's like, man, we're trying to get this 1.1 billion again, you know, and we're not going to make it if it goes on a streaming platform. But Larry, I'm going to give it to you. What you think, man? What you think?
All right, this is what I'm thinking right here. First of all, I was super geeked up to know that the last sentence where they said it's well worth the wait. I am a Bond fan, man. I cannot wait to see this thing. I'm geeked up about it. I will say this. This is the perfect opportunity for Netflix to raise their prices again. Netflix should come out with a different tier called Netflix One, where it's all first-run movies, and charge people $25 a month, and that separate section of their service is only accessible to people who have Netflix One, and then you can go and watch the Bond movies. That way, they'll generate enough income that Netflix can afford to pay the $600 million for this movie, and they can pump it up and have it set for a July 4th launch date. And there you go. Netflix will have, and they can just set it up. Let everybody know we're going to have all these movies coming out. We're going to launch Netflix One on, I don't know, sometime in June, get it all ramped up and ready to go so you can work any bugs out. And then boom, July 4th, the new Bond movie comes out and everybody's happy. Netflix stock goes through the roof. Everybody gets to see the Bond movie. MGM gets their $600 million. Everyone's happy.
Which, how much? So this Netflix One, this premium service you're promoting right now, how much would you be willing to pay extra for that? Because I think the regular Netflix right now has a 16. The premium, the highest tier was $17.99.
So I think it's $16-17. So just move it up to $25. Just move it. Like if you want access to this separate tier that's just gonna have first run movies, make it an extra, make the price $25. So you're bringing in an extra almost $9 a month, from your subscribers who go there.
Okay.
And I think that I don't, B. Avery, me and Larry both come from the tech world a little bit. And one thing that they keep trying to figure out is how to ramp down movie piracy.
Mm-hmm.
And this was an argument that was being made in the 90s about music piracy. And who popped up? Spotify, with a subscription that was affordable enough that people would go get the quality music versus trying to do all the digging to get it piracy-wise. And if you find that sweet spot in a streaming app where people can get these movies, I think that they would do it. And I think that will ramp down on the piracy that they're never going to be able to get rid of unless you do something where people feel like it's a value and affordable for them. I think 25 to 30 bucks could be that spot. And, I still don't think that they would do this, even if Netflix pony up to 60 million, the 600 million. Yeah, because they're saying they think that this is going to do more than the 1.1 billion the last movie did. Right. So let's just say Netflix did say, let's say Netflix came to you and said, we'll give you 800 million. It doesn't sound like they have an appetite to do that, but the problem, Avery, they're going to run into. You can't put a timeline on when we're going to officially open back up from coronavirus because we have too many idiots running around on the planet Earth. Yeah. It's just, and it takes a small few idiots to ruin it for the majority of the people doing everything right. So you can't, I'm looking at it like when they get ready to try to release this in the fall, they're going to be looking at the numbers like, man, we're going to have to push it back because there's just not a big enough appetite for people to go to the movies. So I'm telling you, set up a stream service, charge people what you would charge at the theater, and let them enjoy it at home.
Think about this, B. Avery. Think about this. Imagine Netflix says we're going to raise the price, whatever it is. Let's say the price for their, I don't know what they charge right now. Let's say it's $16.99. So let's say they're going to raise it for their Netflix One service. I just made that up. There's no Netflix One, right? But let's just say they make Netflix One and they raise the price by $10 a month. So now it costs you $26.99 a month. And you get all these first-run movies, maybe from MGM and from, maybe from Fox or whoever else that's going to be on the service. And the movies run on there for, say, like 60 days or 90 days, and then they pull them for maybe another 60 days or 90 days, and then they bring them back to the regular service on Netflix there. So it's not like people can just say, I'm just going to wait. I'll just wait it's going to be on there for 60 days. I can wait 2 months or I can wait 3 months. Nah, you have the opportunity to watch it during those 3 months. And then if you miss it, you may have to wait another 3 months or 6 months before it goes to the regular service. And
hey, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. There's gonna be, no idea is that doesn't sound far-fetched at all, and no idea is crazy or far-fetched. Just the way things have turned out right now globally. So I mean, a lot of adjustments are going to have to be made, and conversations are going to have to be had. And so we are three gentlemen that are having it. So there you go. Now, let's go ahead and move on to topic number 5. And we talked about it briefly, but I just kind of want to dig in just a little bit more. And unfortunately, we're just talking about how HBO is losing right now, losing subscribers or viewers ever since they lost Game of Thrones. And so we got this report right here from JOBLO.com. HBO lost half of its viewers when Game of Thrones ended. And if we scroll down here, a new report regarding HBO reveals that they're still likely missing the global success of Game of Thrones, according to the report coming from Variety. HBO lost more than half of its viewers in the key demographic when it hit series came to an end. Game of Thrones was responsible for propelling HBO to new rating heights as it became one of the most watched networks in North America. When Game of Thrones ended, the network saw a 51% loss of its adult audiences 1849, and that's the prime right there. After the series finale aired, the series was watched by 12 million viewers, and the report suggests that a lot of viewers bailed on HBO after the finale came and went. The same report also states that HBO lost 38% of its overall viewers compared to 2019. That is just freaking awful, losing half. I mean, just if I lost half of my subscribers right now, I would cry. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just horrible, man. And I think partly because, a lot of people were disappointed with the finale of HBO as well. you know, so that was like, screw HBO. But again, I just want to ask, what do y'all think about this? And there's HBO Max. I mean, this is another reason why they're trying to bring in Sex and the City and do all this crazy stuff, because they need viewers. But what do you think about this specifically? Any of y'all can grab it.
I think like this, man, like the people that they're saying they lost, think about how long those people held on as they kept pushing Game of Thrones. They pushed Game of Thrones back almost 2.5 years, and those people still kept paying to have HBO.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that these people, they kept paying the fee and they kept pushing Game of Thrones back 2.5 years, but the people kept paying the fee watching, I guess, nothing. And then when the Game of Thrones left, they left.
Right.
So it tells me you better find some more content similar to Game of Thrones and start putting it out there. Now, me as a YouTuber, I experienced this because people leave me left and right when I'm not doing power. I mean, it's like, what the fuck, man? There's so much other great content out here. I just don't want to be pigeonholed to one thing. Right. Now, me personally, I like the lineup HBO had. I think HBO has a great lineup, because I'm not someone who just watches one thing like a kid. Not saying that people that watch one thing are children, but typically children can watch the same cartoon over and over and over and over again and don't need no diversity in their content. I watched comedies on HBO. I watched some of their movies. You know, Larry knows I love Curb Your Enthusiasm. I like their LeBron James sports stories. But to fill that void, they've got to find something that is as intriguing and dynamic as Game of Thrones was, and then they've got to make it at least a 5-year series.
Right on, right on.
Yeah.
Do y'all know, when is one of these spinoff shows coming out? I know they said that and Larry, what you got? I want to hear from you too, but I also want to if y'all know about these release dates from these spinoff shows.
I don't think there are any release dates for them.
No.
Oh, yeah.
I just think they've been announced that they're coming. I know that the Sopranos prequel movie, I think it is coming out, and I think that was one of the reasons why they pushed back. I think why they pushed up the Godzilla movie, the Godzilla and Kong movie, because I think it was going to come out that same weekend that the Sopranos prequel movie was coming out. But I mean, HBO, to be honest with you, HBO just needs to really find, like, I'm going to say maybe 2 or 3 real big blockbuster series, and they need to get that. They need to get those out there and made, because it's one of those. HBO's always been one of those networks where they have just big franchise fan favorite tentpole series, and they don't have anything like that now. I mean, you have some shows that people like Euphoria. It's an award-winning series. People like what's her name, Zendaya, but that's a show that's very much into a specific demographic. I mean, I haven't watched it. I have no intentions on watching it. Someone called me old because I don't really want to watch it. I was like, I watched like the first 15, 20 minutes of it, and I was like, yeah, it's not really for me, you know? And so, yeah. But
I watched, go ahead, I'm sorry.
But I think like Game of Thrones is one of those things where it had a little something for everybody except for like little kids. But not to say little kids wouldn't like it, but you just probably don't want them watching it. But I feel like it had something for everyone. And in the past, there's always been a couple of big shows on HBO that people would watch, like, you know, Oz or The Wire or The Sopranos or Sex and the City or True Blood. It was like HBO had these big blockbusters that they just kept on putting on one after the other, after the other, after the other. And they've just kind of gone into a slump. They should have had something lined up and ready to go. And instead they haven't. They've just let the audience sort of just flounder.
I got to before you go, I got a question. Now, HBO did The Watchmen. Now, did you guys see the ratings for The Watchmen?
Yeah, but I'm assuming they were high. A miniseries, though, that's a difference, because we knew right out the gate that was a one series and done.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The ratings for that, I read in a couple of spaces, was second only to Game of Thrones. So the issue I have was, why didn't you continue to make that more than just a one season and done type thing?
I think it was the creators didn't want to. I could be wrong, but I think the writers or directors, that was just like this is a one and done. I could be wrong. They could just threw the money at them. That would make sense to me, pay them what they want. But I'm not 100% there.
After that, guess what was one of the next highest rated series they had? Lovecraft Country. Yeah. So and everyone's expecting that to come back.
Right.
And so, like I said, if you could continue to put out enough content with wide diversity that grabs that same audience, you can remake the action, but you've got to keep the series going. So when I mentioned that you have to have something that keeps going, I was thinking about Watchmen. That was a good damn series. It was a good season. How about that? It was a good season. And if you was able to stretch that out 4 or 5 more seasons, you could have had another banger that brought in the same kind of people in that same genre that you lost from Game of Thrones.
Right on.
Yeah, I mean, some of the shows that are on HBO right now that are popular, they really seem like they're just popular for specific demographics, and that's fine for some people. But if you need a couple of shows that are just very broadly watched by everybody. I feel like Lovecraft Country was that. The Watchmen was that. The Sopranos were that. I think Sex and the City were that. But right now, some of their hits like Insecure. Yes, I've heard Insecure is a wonderfully written show for a particular demographic. I don't watch it. I think I've watched an episode or two. I don't really enjoy it, so I moved on. I'm not in their demographic, I imagine. I mean, you have shows like this new show called The Industry. I haven't watched it. I think I've watched like 5 or 10 minutes of it. Just didn't really do anything. The trailers that I've seen for it never did anything for me. I'm not into, I keep hearing about The Undoing is really good. Everything that I've seen from it, like when I see the trailers, it just doesn't do anything for me, but maybe I just have to watch it and try it out.
Yeah, you got to watch it. You got to watch them. It's decent.
I'll have to try it out. Succession is another one that's on that didn't do anything for me. There's just so many of these shows that I look on their roster. I'm like, there's just shows that I look at it where I'm like, if this is what they had to offer, I wouldn't pay for it. I mean, I get it because it's already part of my cable subscription, and I get HBO Max for, basically. And this is the other thing people don't often realize is like, if you have cable, don't buy HBO Max. Call your cable company and work out a deal to get HBO, because HBO you can often get for anywhere between like $5 and $10 a month through your cable company, and then you get HBO Max for free as part of it. So you end up saving yourself money. I mean, that's an extra $5 a month you save on HBO Max, and over the year you're talking about $60 a year. So you can take that $60 and go get Hulu or something. So
and Hitflix is saying Damon Lindelof, the creator of HBO's Watchmen, said he didn't have an idea for season 2. I think I did hear that. Okay. But I mean, you get paid to write, so y'all can come up with something eventually.
Thank you.
But,
I'm surprised that they even picked that thing up. I mean, if you go into a pitch meeting, one of the things they want to do is ask you, show me an outline for the next 3 seasons. We want to see the first 3, 4, 5 seasons. I mean, I can't believe he pitched a 1-season thing unless he pitched it as a mini series and they said, okay. And then after they saw the ratings, they were like, holy crap, we need to keep this going. And he was like, sorry, I don't have nothing for you. But
now the rumor on the street is Regina King has said she wants to come back direct and do part of the script and act in a Watchmen going forward.
I'm down. I'm down with it.
Too.
I'm down with it. I'm down with it. Okay. Well, guys, let's go ahead and move on to topic number 6, and this will probably be real brief, but we have a first look for footage of, why is it not
Space Jam?
Yes, Space Jam 2. LeBron James looking confused as hell. I would be too if cartoons would come to life playing basketball.
No, he confused because he's trying to figure out how the hell his hair grew back. he looking in the mirror like, damn, my hair grew back. What in the world?
But we got the, on top of that HBO Max trailer that they released, giving us 3 to 4 segments of new footage for each title that they have, HBO Max Warner Brothers. We have these images right here, LeBron James and Bugs Bunny looking confused. I gotta be honest with you guys. I was not looking forward to this at first. But the closer, we're getting to its release date, I'm just like, you know what? It could be a lot of fun. I like the first Space Jam, even though it's super corny and cheesy. I haven't seen it in years. I don't know if it still holds up, but from my memory, I still had a good time. And I don't know. I'm going into this right here with an open mind, open heart. You know, I think it'll be pretty decent. What y'all think?
B. Avery, the first one holds up. The soundtrack from the first one holds up too. I mean, my God, you had Monica, you had R. Kelly had a hit up there that we can't reference anymore because you know what he's done. Right. And then you had the Babyface. That was a moment where you had a pivotal African American figure being in the cartoon that has historically been pivotal with Caucasian Americans. People, me and Larry, well, I'm a little younger than Larry, so people in my age group really start taking a liking to Bugs Bunny. You marry him with Michael Jordan, and then you had all the other basketball stars that was in there helping him, from Charles Barkley to Larry Bird to Muggsy Bogues to Larry Johnson. You had all them in there helping them, and Michael Jordan being the main character. It was heavy in the game, still holds weight today, and I'm hoping this one lives up. But are they saying that Michael Jordan is going to make a small cameo in this, even though him and LeBron don't really care for each other?
Well, I was just about to ask that question, and Larry, I'm gonna hand it to you to answer. And I did not know that they did not get along. But Larry, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to you. What do you think? Are you excited? Did you like the first Space Jam? Are you excited for this? Just go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
I am excited for it, man. I like LeBron, and I'm looking forward to seeing this. I hope it's just a lot of fun. I mean, I don't go into movies like this with any real high expectation of cinema, of cinema mastery. I just go in there with the expectation that it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. It's going to be silly. There's going to be cheesy one-liners. It's just going to be over-the-top ridiculousness, and I fully expect to have fun watching that. And so I hope that LeBron and Jordan can set aside their differences long enough that Jordan can make an appearance, because it's not about them. It's about the fans. It's about their fans that are basketball fans, about their fans that are cartoon fans. It's about kids who are coming up that have a love for both cartoons and basketball. I hope they can set their beef aside for long enough that Jordan can make an appearance. I would, and I don't know if they would do it, but I would love to have them do some sort of animated cameo of Kobe. That would just be incredible. If they can create
that's gonna be a tearjerker.
Huh?
So you don't think Jordan is gonna come back?
I don't know, man. Jordan is special. The dude. Don't get me wrong. The dude, I understand he has an enormous ego and he has the stats to back it up. But here's the thing with today is that once you live in the era that we currently live in, where there's social media popping off all the time, and your whole private life is no longer private and put out in the public, people get to see what kind of person you are. And you can no longer walk around and hold yourself up like you're some type of god when people are like, oh, you're kind of an asshole. Excuse my French. So you kind of need to start sort of reaching out and finding a new fan base, and I think that's what he did that originally with Space Jam, and I think he can do it again with the next generation with, by making a cameo in here.
Right on. All right, well, guys, let's go ahead and move over to topic number 7, and I owe y'all an apology because I forgot to send y'all this in the notes, so to be a surprise. And I'm also kind of go ahead and plug myself real quick. So on my channel, I just did the One Night in Miami review, and the reason why I'm bringing this up right now, it's a great movie. We got brother Aldis Hodge, who was playing Jim Brown, and doing a recent press run, he spoke with Collider about his upcoming role as Hawkman in the DC cinematic universe. And so I have here's Aldis Hodge right here, is Hawkman right here. And I have this report that I want to show y'all just real quick. It says Aldis Hodge on Black Adam and why he's excited to work with Dwayne Johnson. He says, I've already been asking him the nutritional stuff. What superhero movie are you talking about, Aldis Hodge, with a mock high-pitched confusion that developed into a literal gibberish when our own Steven Weintraub, the head over at Collider, asked him about the upcoming Black Adam movie? And just real quick, guys, I do have a clip that I want to show you guys. That's him talking about that. I'm gonna go ahead and play that right now. And if it doesn't work, I still have the article right here, but here you go. I want y'all's thoughts after this.
I'm obviously incredibly excited about, some other superhero movie that might be coming up in the future.
What superhero movie are you talking about?
I have no idea. Something with Dwayne Johnson, maybe.
Dwayne. Yeah, man.
For a role like that, how much are they telling you about the arc of the character and ultimately what you'll be doing? And how much is it sort of like, oh, Dwayne Johnson, superheroes, DC, yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, exactly. So we discuss a lot about the arc of the character, and that's all I can say on that.
Right. Well, I guess what I mean is, though, do you know ultimately like what they want you to do in the DC universe, or is it sort of like you're just signing on to this one thing?
The connection broke up. I couldn't hear. Oh man.
Okay.
You said something about The Rock though, and yes, I'm sworn to secrecy. But yeah, working with The Rock, man, this is gonna be awesome. Man, I'm a big fan of the moves he's made in his career and how he got to where he's at. I mean, you got to be a smart brother, and I'm talking about a hustling brother to make it up to the top of the ranks to become the biggest action star in the world. And he's done so with really smart strategic moves. So I can't wait to just kind of pick his brain on a couple of things. I've already been asking him about the nutritional stuff. He got me set right there. But, I like to surround myself with real mavericks who are teachers. And I feel like being around him, I'll be able to learn a little bit of how to manage that hustle, just the way I learned a lot from, Regina on this project in terms of how she handled herself as a leader on set and being able to manage the full team, man. It was a fantastic education watching her work.
There you go, right there. Aldis Hodge playing Hawkman. Well, y'all, welcome back. One Take Big Dog. Welcome back, sir. Were y'all able to see the clip? Did it play all the way through, or did it chop up? Because if not, I can
play.
It played. Okay, what y'all think of his comments? And are you excited about Aldis Hodge playing Hawkman in the DCEU?
Yeah, man, I like that brother. I mean, I've liked him since I first saw him in Leverage years ago. I mean, I'm digging it. I'm looking forward to it. And I mean, I can't imagine a movie with him and The Rock could be anything but awesome. So, I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see all the white boy fanboy haters that just start screaming about him being black.
It's too late for that.
Comedy.
It's too late for that. We did a review about this on my channel, and the white boys was all in my. Well, what if Black Panther was white, or what if we made Shuri white with blonde hair and blue eyes? Get out of here. Yeah. But the thing is, dude is a phenomenal actor. He has a backstory with The Rock. The Rock did a show on Ballers, and Aldis Hodge was gonna be on that with him. It didn't work out, but they maintained a pretty decent friendship. And that's kind of the backstory of kind of how they started talking, because Ballers is a Rock production, basically, and Rock plays in it. Now, what I want to know is, I can't wait to see how they do his costume, because this is going to be unbelievable. You're going to have this brother with that skin tone in a Hawkman costume with the mace and everything. And I kind of got a feeling, B. Avery, you know the backstory of that DC comic to some degree.
Just a tad bit, barely. But go ahead.
Well, typically, Black Adam is always an adversary to the Hawk people. And so it also makes you wonder, are we going to see Hawk Girl? Because her race of people are warlike people. And I'm just wondering, I want to know the story arc. Yes, I'm super excited for Aldis Hodge to be in the movie. But it's kind of like, that, but you got to know how are they going to arc his story as it relates to Black Adam. So, yeah, I mean, no doubt. Aldis Hodge, no doubt. But how are they going to tie him in, and what is that costume going to look like?
Now I'm more of a Marvel guy than DC. I know much more about Marvel, so I'm not like a Hawkman expert. Only thing I know about Hawkman is from the DC animated show from the 90s. That's pretty much all I know about it in like the movies. But one take Big Dog, what you got, man? What you think about Aldis Hodge as Hawkman in the Black Adam movie, and how you feeling about this comment that he had in the interview with Collider with Steve?
Uh-oh.
Can't hear you, man.
We might have to take up a super chat collection to get his internet upgraded, man. I think he's having problems over there.
You're muted right now, bro. I'm looking at the thing. It says your mic is muted.
Uh-oh.
Is you still muted?
Yeah, he's still
there. We go.
Okay, there we go.
Nope. Can't hear him.
Man, we still can't hear you, man. We still can't hear you. Well,
it looked like he's spitting some deep facts too.
I know, man. I'm gonna be patient too, because you know that's a passionate brother right there. You know, I don't even know. Do y'all know when this is coming out? Black Adam.
Man, they keep pushing. They push this back too.
It's kind of silly for me. It says you're muted. One take Big Dog, but yeah, it's kind of silly just for me to ask, like, hey, do y'all know when it's coming out? Ain't nothing coming out. We in a pandemic, you know what I'm saying? But I gotta pull. Let me see. Black Adam. Yeah, there is no. Yeah. Oh yeah. What am I talking about? They didn't even start shooting this thing yet. I'm tripping.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They haven't even started doing that yet.
Yeah.
And they've been pushing back just getting started shooting, because you know, normally they release at least the cast besides the main character when they start shooting. The only people we know for sure is in this thing. They keep saying Henry Cavill is going to be in it, The Rock is in it, and Aldis Hodge is in it.
Yeah.
Now, Avery, did you ever see the cartoon when it was Shazam and Superman versus Black Adam?
Yeah, yes, that little 15-20 minute short.
Yes,
badass, bro. I got the DVD. I wish I would have grabbed it.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes, sir.
We can hear you, bro. Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Okay. Let me jump in real quick. So I'm excited about the casting, but not necessarily the character. I've seen the few iterations they've had of the live action ones, because I watched all the DC CW stuff. And if that's, of course I feel like they can do better than that.
Mm-hmm.
But his character was never really that compelling to me, whether it was live action or the comics, or even like the animated series, which I was a huge fan of. I'm more of a D guy. And like, yes, the I can't think of their names or what specific race they are, but they do have a lot of ties to, like, you know, a bunch of war and their people being killed and stuff. But that's more or less involved with like Darkseid and stuff. So it would have been. This is just my thought. It probably would have been better to like introduce that whole thing with their heritage, or like with their origin story and stuff, probably like the Zack Snyder film, the Justice League. But him just being in Black Adam, I kind of feel like they just putting Black Adam against people, like known characters, put them in there. Which, I mean, it's The Rock, so I'm pretty sure he like, hey, what characters can I use to make me look, you know, super strong? And which they're strong, you know, it'll look good beating those guys up for an hour and a half, but I'm just not. I was never big on the character of Hawkman.
Oh yeah, me neither. But Aldis Hodge is getting me excited. I just want, you know, seeing a black dude with the costume with the mace flying through the air. You know, that's just dope. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Do we have
make me look corn?
Huh?
You know what Aldis Hodge reminds me of? You know, people always keep saying that Anthony Mackie can't carry a movie. Aldis Hodge reminds me of an Anthony Mackie that can carry a movie. You know?
Oh, okay.
I get that. Yeah, and you got it right here. The Thanagarians. Is that it?
Yeah.
Equals Hawkman and minus woman.
But see, the thing is, you hear most of the time story arcs revolve around Hawk Girl more than they do Hawk Man. He always comes back to help. And like One Take said, they are a war people, and that story arc crosses predominantly the New Gods and Darkseid for sure. but they have had run-ins with other people. It's just a matter of, like B. Avery said, and B. Avery said what I said. One Take said what I said. If you're going to have him in it, the costume got to be right. That's what I asked. And we kind of need to know the story arc, because I'm with One Take. We don't want to see the CW version of Hawk anything. I don't want to see Hawk chips. I don't want to see the Atlanta Hawks. We don't want no version of Hawk, nothing from the CW. We've got to have a grown folk Hawk man that uses the mace, has power. He has all the rawness of the warlike Thanagarians, and put it on the big screen. But it just makes me think, being honest, he's no match by itself for Black Adam. I mean, we just got to keep this thing real. Yeah. So who else is going to be in this movie with him, which lets you believe that maybe Henry Cavill's Superman going to have a bigger role than what we think?
I thought he was done with Superman.
No, he's not done.
Yeah, matter of fact, he's coming back. They're working it out. I think I heard that JJ Abrams is going to be directing like the next Man of Steel movie or something like that.
Maybe it'll be good. Jeez.
Yeah. Whoa, Man of Steel was good.
I'm just talking about a good live action DC movie, because they've been turds, man. Come on.
They've been
50-50.
Wait a minute. You didn't like the last Man of Steel. It was okay.
It was good.
It was okay. It wasn't exciting. It was not the greatest thing. But JJ Abrams, I think, will come in. You know what they should do? They should come in. They should bring in JJ Abrams and Michael Bay together to make the next Superman movie.
I ain't mad at that. But, bro,
that's kind of what the first one had those elements.
You know what I'm saying? You're right. Yeah,
I'm with the first one was okay. I gave it a 7.5. Like, I say okay, but when you go back and watch it again, it was a pretty decent movie.
Hell yeah, it was, man.
It was all right.
To me,
Larry,
it still has some of the best action in any comic book movie. I'm just talking about the action.
I see it. But here's the thing. This is how you know the movie wasn't all that great. Because when you start thinking about great action movies and superhero movies, it just doesn't come to mind. It's just like once you start talking about it, then you remember it, but it's not on the forefront of your mind. It was just okay.
Well, we're talking about in the scope of DC versus Marvel, which is a new realm we haven't been to before. So I mean, yeah, if you're gonna look at it like that,
what I'm talking about.
Oh my God.
No, okay, so hold on, Lamont, you gave it a 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
One Take, Big Dog, and Larry, where would you get Man of Steel out of 1 out of 10? I'm just curious.
I'll give it a 6.5, maybe.
Oh, Lord.
Not even a 7. It can't get a 7.
I mean, it's a C-.
Oh my God, no.
It passes. I'm not gonna fail it. It passes.
I'm gonna go 7.5 too. I'm gonna go 7.5 too, man.
That's right.
Like, it's for just a casual fan, like, it gave you what you wanted. You got tired of seeing like the old corny Superman. Like, they was getting it in at that entire, like, once the action picked up, they got it in. Like, that's what I wanted to see.
I'm not the biggest fan of Henry Cavill though either as Superman.
Me neither. But however, even with that biasness, I still gave that movie a 7.5.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of him. I think he's
You don't even know what the hell we're talking about if you disagree with Larry.
What's up, Sharronda? How you doing? We're talking about Man of Steel and DC and Hawkman. Aldis Hodge. Yeah. Right on. Y'all crazy.
Man.
No, let's any other comments on that? Y'all want to move on to the next one?
Yeah. One comment. I could have swore that they said that Black Adam was going to take place kind of in the past. That's how they were going to like integrate Dr. Fate and Hawkman. So how would Superman be in them?
Your guess is good as mine.
You know what they could do? You know what DC, especially now that we're all wearing masks, they should have a Bane standalone movie. Just like they did Joker, just do him.
I'm moving. I mean, I don't think it'll suck, but I'm not. You know, what I mean, I am interested in some type of backstory, but you know,
I mean, DC does their villains right.
Tell the people what you really want them to know. Tell them what you really mean, son.
Well, I missed something. What happened?
Fairway said leave Henry Cavill disrespect. I'm just not the biggest fan of him. I liked him in The Witcher. It's not like I don't like him. I liked him in The Witcher. I just don't particularly care for him as Superman. He seems a little sad. He seems a little sad. You know,
he actually does.
Like he has low-grade depression or something, and it comes through.
Oh, really?
You know, I really liked him in The Witcher. I just don't like him as Superman.
Well, can I ask y'all? Did y'all like Ben Affleck as Batman?
Yeah,
I did actually. I really liked him as Batman.
Yeah. Really,
you know, and to be honest with you, I used to love talking about Ben Affleck and his lack of acting and everything else. But I'll be honest with you, after like the last probably 4 or 5 Ben Affleck movies, I think I might actually be a Ben Affleck fan now, because I liked him. I liked him in the Batman movies he's done. I mean, Justice League was pretty bad, but I actually liked him in there. That other movie he did where he went to Miami, I think it was, where he was like a some sort of gangster. I can't remember that one, but I like that movie. I like the other one. What was it called?
I think it was the movie. Wasn't it the movie he directed? It was.
Yeah, I think he directed it. Whatever it was called, I liked him in that one. I liked him in that other one he did where he was like I think he was a bank robber or something in Boston. Whatever he plays a Boston South Side dude, a Boston Southie. Those movies are always good. It's right up his alley, you know.
Right on. So, right on. Well, let's go ahead and move on. What topic is this? Topic number 8. And I'll be honest with you guys, I really don't give a crap about this movie, but it's news, and I hope it don't be released. But we got another delay. And that's Morbius. It's being delayed to the fall. Again, I don't care, but I want to know what you guys think. This is coming to us from the Hollywood Reporter. Jared Leto's Morbius pushed back 7 months to October. The Sony and Marvel film hits October 8th. Jared Leto's Morbius will not be haunting audiences. See what they did, haunting? The Sony and Marvel film has moved its release date to October 8th. It previously had it set for March 18th. The movie comes as a theater going remains uncertain amid the coronavirus pandemic. The film was previously slated for last July before the pandemic delayed it. What do you think about this news about the delay? One take, Big Dog. I'm gonna give it to you first.
Yeah.
It's not surprising. I think they're gonna try to make as much money as they can off this movie. I don't think it's gonna make a lot, but moving from April to October, try to get in like the Halloween spirit, I guess. I'm kind of like smart, with it. I'm neither here nor there on it, but it's whatever. You know, I'm gonna watch it, of course. I'm gonna go see it, but it doesn't move the needle for me, to be honest.
I got you. And man, I done messed up the intro, man. I done made a little graphic or whatever because we got done with that news. But guys, we are here now. You know, Marvel movie news. It's time for our favorite thing to talk about, Marvel movie news. But
before you go on to that, B. Avery, can I just say the only Marvel vampire that I want to see is you know who it is, man. Where's he at?
Blade?
Where's he at? That's all I want to see.
He coming. But Lamont, what you think about this, man? Moving Morbius to October 21st. What you think?
I'm like you and One Take. I really don't care for the movie. However, I'll say this: I think they're trying to get Marvel to go in a darker direction, and they're trying to get it to the point where we're going to see Johnny Cage, Daredevil, Blade all together as a team. Yeah. And they're kind of going to be like your Dark Avengers. And in order to get there, we got to have Morbius. But the thing about Morbius is, even though he's into that dark realm, I look at him more as a Spider-Man character. And are we going to get all the Spider-Man's bad adversaries their own movie? Venom's got a movie. Now Morbius got a movie. And you could have easily took Morbius mythos and tied it into Black Panther, but we're not going to be doing that anytime soon because T'Challa is not going to be around. So I really don't care. I'm going to watch it, and I'm hoping I'm going to be pleasantly surprised because I didn't expect a lot from Venom. And that's not to say Venom was some super califragilistic movie, but it was entertaining. So I'm hoping they're going to make it entertaining, and that's all I got for that one.
And hold on, real quick, Larry, before I pass hold on, Larry. Satiri, I don't know if that's an accident, but just chill out what you're doing on the comments, because if you keep doing that, then I'm gonna have to kick you out of here. But Larry, go ahead, man. What you think about this?
I was gonna say I think that Morbius could have been a good Disney Plus movie, maybe, or a series. You know?
Well, no, it ain't gonna be on Disney Plus. It's Sony.
Well, it could have been.
Yeah,
it should have been.
Basically, nobody cares. Nobody cares really. Okay.
No, man, no, just like, nah, man. No,
Well,
and I mean, he's teamed up with Kraven the Hunter, and they've had their thing where they go to Wakanda, and maybe they would have tried to tie that into it, but. If this is just a standalone backstory to how he became a vampire from a doctor, who the hell wants to hear that?
Yeah.
Right on. Well,
that's the movie they should have done. That's the movie they should have done.
What's there?
Kraven the Hunter.
Well, we don't really. The enthusiasm is not there for Morbius, and I don't blame you guys. But Larry, I'm gonna go ahead and pass this to you, man. I know you're happy about this. We're officially into the Marvel movie news segment.
Here we go
of the show. We love some Marvel over here. Look at Larry real quick. Let me go ahead and show it. Go turn around real quick again. Look at it. Look at it's Killmonger. Specifically, guys, we're talking Marvel Studios, okay? Marvel Studios. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the nitty-gritty of this next topic right here. Is Killmonger back?
Yes.
In the MCU. Is he back? I know Larry is happy. Is Killmonger back in the MCU? We have, and I know you guys talked about this on Friday, but we're going to talk about it again. We have a report coming from Fandom Wire and Popcorn Planet. Michael B. Jordan returning for Black Panther 2 exclusive. This may confuse some fans, given that Michael B. Jordan's Killmonger similarly died at the hands of T'Challa at the end of the first film, as he was impaled in the chest by a weapon. T'Challa even offered him a chance to be saved. Maybe we can still heal you, but Killmonger refused. Why? So you can just lock me up? No, just bury me in the oceans with my ancestors that jumped from ships because they knew death was better than bondage. Larry, I'm giving it to you, sir. How are you? I'm laughing at your face. Larry, how are you feeling about this news, sir? Are you happy? Are you sad? Go ahead, sir. The floor is yours.
The true and righteous ruler of Wakanda shall return.
Right
I told y'all since that movie came out, I've been saying it. I've been saying it damn near every single episode that we are on. Killmonger is not dead. He is coming back. Woo!
I'm gonna say my opinion for last. Okay, Lamont, I'm gonna pass it. Your face says it all. I'm gonna pass it to you.
I don't know what made y'all think he was gonna be dead. They healed the CIA dude. What's his name? Dude got shot in the back, and they healed him in about a few hours. I mean, see, now all you do is make that gold right there, and that's it right there. Just make that gold. And
the rightful ruler of Wakanda is dead right now. Nobody wants to see them bring back Killmonger unless it's going to be a multiverse thing, which we know it's going to be, but his ass better not get the mantle. That's the rightful king of Wakanda. Rest in peace. That's why I put on his hat, and I don't want to see Killmonger trying to take his place, and that's all I got to say about that.
T'Challa cheated. T'Challa cheated like 3 different times. I've gone through this theory before. If T'Challa was in the U.S., his followers would be wearing MAGA hats talking about "Stop the Steal," where Killmonger would be the righteous and proper ruler of Wakanda.
One take, Big Dog. What you got, man? What you think?
I'm gonna say I completely agree with everything Larry just said.
Oh man!
See?
Since the first time I saw the movie,
that's my dude.
Since the first time I saw this movie, that was my exact statement. I'm like, he lost his title. He wants to come back after he's technically died. Like they just had him frozen over. Killmonger coming back and taking over Wakanda, to me, I would love it. I would absolutely love it.
Right on.
Yeah, man.
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the site, but I just don't believe this report. I just think it's a rumor. I think that they, sometimes, I'm not gonna say the people because I don't know the people that run the site personally. I don't, but I know of them and I have watched their content and for at least a decade, and they know what they're talking about for the most part. I will give them that respect. They're not morons. They do have some connections in the industry, but I'm just still feeling that this is just a rumor, possibly, it's definitely not confirmed. I just don't think it's happening. I'm not saying that I would be upset if it did happen, but I'm just not buying it right now. So
Avery, I like your audience, man. I like your audience.
Really? Okay.
Boy.
Yeah, we got a lot of Killmonger, the true hero, and Killmonger can't get dictator. Oh, here's another one. I agree with Larry too. Okay.
So these are all the people storming the Capitol with their Killmonger flag right there.
Okay.
No, they would be like the Biden folks talking about. We know the system will work itself out. We'll know it'll work itself out. It would be all of the T'Challa people would be up there with their MAGA hats trying to storm the castle, talking about y'all cheated us. Stop the steal.
I got you. Now, we also have a two-parter to this story as well. Fan Noir is also reporting that Doctor Doom 2 debut and Black Panther 2 exclusive. Let me scroll down here a little bit. Sources have exclusively revealed to Fan Noir and friends of Popcorn Planet that Doctor Doom is set to make his MCU debut in Ryan Coogler's Black Panther 2. Marvel's iconic Latvian Victor Von Doom has traditionally always been centered as the main baddie against the Fantastic Four, even appearing in live-action Fantastic Four movies to date. But sources tell us that Kevin Feige wants to mix things up for Doctor Doom's MCU debut. I'll just go ahead and say this real quick. I believe this even less than the last part. Ain't no way in hell Doctor Doom is gonna be popping up. I'm not seeing it. I don't agree. But I'm gonna give it to him. Whoever want to grab it, what y'all think about this? Dr. Doom popping up in Black Panther 2.
We've heard. Have you seen the array, the litany of people they keep trying to put in Black Panther 2? From the Submariner to Wolverine to I even heard Captain America might pop up in Black Panther 2 to now Victor Doom. Man. I really need them to give us something that is of substance and legit about who the next villain is going to be. I can see them bringing in the Submariner to be kind of an anti-villain, but I just don't see them jumping straight to Dr. Doom. I can't know. I'm with you, Avery. I don't see it.
I don't see it.
I'll tell you, man. Hearing all these rumors, and I don't know where they all spawned from, but it actually worries me a little bit because if they keep talking about all these potential, villains coming through, it may speak to the fact that the script isn't that strong and they're still very much trying to figure it out. And
that is true. They are doing that. So
that worries me. That worries me a bit because I mean, let's not get it wrong. It would. I mean, if somehow they can top Black Panther 1, Ryan Coogler might as well go ahead and buy his own doggone studio because he's gonna be able to do whatever he wants. I don't know how you do it.
Wait a minute. What? Yes, bring my baby daddy Cap. So she thinks that he really has America's ass. I bet.
Oh, that's funny.
You remember,
Mary's-
that, you remember that line? He has America's ass,
Right.
and I bet she really thinks he has America's ass.
One take. What you think about this, man? You think Dr. Doom gonna be in Black Panther 2? You think it's just kind of pish posh rumors?
Yeah, that's not happening. That's not happening.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, yeah. So,
Oh
right
my
on.
goodness.
Right on. Well,
There
we
you
guys,
go.
let's go. Let's
Keep it
let's go
quick,
ahead
keep it simple.
yeah, let's go ahead and move on.
Oh my
to-
God, Sharronda about to make me bust a gut. Oh my Lord.
Hold on, what you say?
Oh my God.
That's mine. Oh wow.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
man.
She's out there,
Oh
boy.
my goodness.
Wow.
Oh,
What
my.
we got?
Oh my.
Yes, surrounding the oh man, the language is so good. It's so good. There's children watching, but nah, let's go ahead and move on.
PG-13. I think you get 3 curse words before you get your up rating.
But let's move on to topic number 10, guys. And this is something that I talked about earlier myself. I did a video on it as well with Deadpool, but here's the image right here. MCU baby. Kevin Feige has confirmed that Deadpool 3 is going to be in the MCU and teases the R rating with this filming. This is from Collider. And what does it say? The MCU is not prepared. There was a lot of questions that arose when Disney bought 20th Century Fox, but one of the big questions Marvel fans had was about the future of the Deadpool franchise. Only just a few short years ago, the low-budget R-rated superhero movie paid off for Fox in a big way, becoming its most prized superhero property. A sequel was immediately greenlit, but the victory lap was short-lived as Disney swooped in. Fox's future Deadpool plans were put on hold. And so, yeah, we got this coming from Collider right here. It will be rated R, and we are working on the script right now. And Ryan is overseeing. Hold on, matter of fact, I'm tripping. Hold on. I think I got a. Here we go. Let me show y'all this real quick.
Is there any chance that Charlie Cox could be back?
Oh, that is not the right one. But let me read. It will be rated R, and we are working on the script right now. And Ryan is overseeing a script right now. It will not be filming this year. Ryan is Ryan is a very busy, very successful actor. We've got a number of things we've already announced that we know that we now have to make, but it's exciting for it to have begun. Again, a very different type of character in the MCU, and Ryan is a force of nature, which is just awesome to see him bring that character to life. So Kevin Feige said this himself, guys. You know, It is confirmed that Deadpool will be in the MCU and it will be rated R, and they're working on the script. Whoever wants to grab it can go ahead and grab it. What do y'all think about this news? These quotes, these comments. Go ahead.
I secretly hate on Ryan Reynolds because I wanted Green Lantern to be good. So F him. That's all I got to say.
Oh,
damn!
Okay. My goodness gracious. My goodness gracious.
But on some real tip, I love Deadpool. I love Ryan Reynolds Deadpool. So that's why I'm hating on him so hard. And I think that having a rated R is a great introduction in the MCU. He's funny. He brings that slapstick humor that a lot of parents don't mind their children seeing anyway. And so I think that's why Kevin Feige has kind of softened his tone on the rated R for his movie. So I think it's going to be fine.
Right on. One sec, what you got, sir?
For me, for Big Dog.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
Go ahead, Larry. Go ahead. I'll finish it up, Larry.
Yeah, man, I'm loving this. I love the Deadpool movies. They are some of my favorites. And if they're gonna bring them into the MCU properly, I would love to see Deadpool mix it up with the Guardians of the Galaxy. I think that would be a mess of a movie that would be hilarity. That would be incredible.
I think this is perfect. You know, all these other franchises and studios will have an R-rated comic book features, and they're making money. Deadpool 1 and 2 made a hell of a lot of money. I like Deadpool 1 more than Deadpool 2, But like we reported on a couple of weeks ago with the Disney announcement at the shareholders meeting, they're going to be having another kind of platform in Disney Plus, and they're going to have parental controls. And so, excuse me, that works out. Deadpool 3, like the individual solo movies, can be rated R, but when he comes into other properties, it can still be PG-13. And you know, if any parents want to complain about that, hey, they can just deal with it. You know what I'm saying? When I was a young boy, I was a big fan of Macaulay Culkin and Home Alone. But when he came out with The Godson that was rated R, my mom said I couldn't see it, and I had to deal with it. So these little kids, they want to complain about it. Hey, you got to wait till you're 17 years old like everybody else. And so I think this is super duper dope. Super duper dope.
Or just watch it on your iPhone. I mean, let's just be real. The kids know how to get rid of those parental controls.
Well, I will not be sending my daughter to Uncle Larry house no time soon.
You don't have to worry about that. I won't sit her down and watch that. I'm gonna sit her down and have her watch a documentary that'll make her even worse. She'll come home scared and mad.
Right on. But guys,
militant.
Let's go ahead and move on to topic number 11, and we're almost done. I'm sure you guys have things to do. But the last thing that we got in the MCU was one of them was Avengers Endgame. Came out in 2019, and then that July was Spider-Man Far From Home. And the MCU just was on a pause. I mean, I'm having withdrawals, but guys, the MCU is back. This past weekend, we just had the debut for WandaVision, episodes 1 and 2. And the MCU is back, guys. The show is here. So I want to ask you guys, what do y'all think? Do you think the show is any good? And I got 4 questions for you, and I don't know if y'all read the notes. And I'm going to go ahead and give it to Larry first this time. What were your expectations going into WandaVision? You know, were they high, were they low? Number 2, did you like the show? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Okay. How do you think the show, how do you think the show is going to affect the MCU going forward? Excuse me. I don't have corona. How do you feel like the show is going to affect the MCU moving forward? And also, if you were the writer and director yourself of WandaVision, what would you do yourself creatively? Larry, I'm starting with you, and then I'm going to move on. What do you think, sir, about WandaVision?
Well, first of all, I have to say that I'm a little salty because I know you and the other special Negro in the comment section over there, Sharronda, got the first 3 episodes. And so us lowly scrubs over here have only seen the first 2. You know, I will say that I was not sure what to expect from this show, but I just sort of set my expectations aside for the most part. I did expect it to be good because it's a Marvel show, and I expected them to, and it was the first one that was coming out the gate, so I expected it to be good. I was not at all disappointed. In fact, I was pleasantly surprised because I really didn't know what to expect. And one thing I took away from it, I was like, if you are one of those fanboys who thought that you were going to get a whole bunch of explosions and people fighting constantly and whatever, that you were going to be sorely disappointed. But if you are someone who grew up in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and you watch sitcoms, or if someone you still watch sitcoms, you will love this show. I mean, the first 2 episodes at least are very much, it's like along the lines of a Leave It to Beaver or the Brady Bunch, or, Wait Till Your Father Gets Home. All those types of sitcoms that were just a lot of fun back in the day. It's a lot of the one-liners, the cheesiness, the laugh tracks, all the silly jokes, and then you still get the glimpses of them in there. And so I'm so far I'm loving it. It's just a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the rest of it.
Hey, baby L. Hey, cutest button
Show
ever.
stealer.
One Take Big Dog, what you think about WandaVision episodes 1 and 2? Did you have high expectations, low expectations? You like it, you dislike it? What you think?
I don't think my expectations were too high, but I'm a person who watches a lot of stuff, and I watch a lot of the old ones back in the day. Yet it's 2020, so I was expecting that feel, but I was expecting a little more. Like, I feel like that's all I got. I didn't get anything other than that. And the show in that regards is good. I didn't think it was hilarious by any means, but I think I was looking for a little bit more. And granted, I've only seen the first 2 episodes. I just feel like the slight hints that things are going to happen in the future were very slight. I think you got a couple, hey, what's going on? Wanda, who did this to you? But that was pretty much it. And I think I said this before, but my biggest thing with this show is going to be like how you feel about the characters, because that's pretty much what it's about. These characters are going to like have to carry you through it. So if you like these characters, you don't mind seeing them doing like small, goofy stuff. But for me, I was never a big Vision guy. I like Wanda, but I was never like sold on Vision because he was always kind of like stale. And granted, they're giving him more to do in this, and like you get to show a little bit of personality. But I already got like this set thing in mind about how I feel about the character. So I probably would have wanted to see more from them than what I got.
Oh, really? Where you at, Larry? I mean, not Larry, Lamont. Where you at?
Just if you are someone who doesn't know the comics, you only know these characters from the MCU and probably African Americans, you're disappointed right now. You're saying it's hot garbage. You don't like the trajectory. You're mad. Now, we've been forecasting where the MCU is going. And I must admit, it wasn't all that entertaining to me, but because I'm so into the MCU, I just fought on through it. But what helped me fight through it is we know that this story is connected to Wanda's arc in the MCU. Now, all the talk is around her being in Doctor Strange's #2 multiverse and the villain being Nightmare. So for me, I think that Wanda is asleep. Nightmare has control of her mind, and that voice you keep hearing is Nightmare. And so having that being the background for me is what makes it interesting, because I'm trying to see when is she going to realize she's being manipulated by Nightmare, who's going to wind up being in Doctor Strange's multiverse. And you keep hearing him call her name. And in the very last episode, you saw somebody pop up out the damn sewer with bees around it.
Right.
And that intrigue is what's holding me there.
Right.
And the helicopter too.
Yeah, that too. So that intrigue is what's holding me there. I feel like if they was going to go down this road, because I didn't know what to expect. Maybe they should have gave some backstory as to how they got here. But obviously, if I'm telling you guys, I think Nightmare is going to be one of the main villains in the Doctor Strange multiverse, and Wanda's going to play a role. I'm sitting through to see when she realizes that maybe she's under his spell, asleep.
Right on. Now, I'm just gonna give general thoughts. I'm gonna save my detailed spoilers because I'm popping up on your show tomorrow.
Okay.
And we are gonna get into super spoilery details, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So I'm gonna save all my spoiler details for that. But I'll just go ahead and say that my expectations for the show were extremely low. I wasn't I wasn't just like, oh, this show sucks, but I just wasn't excited about it. But what I did see so far, I thoroughly enjoyed. I really did. I thought it was very funny. I liked how they switched up things from episode to episode, 50s, 60s, and 70s. I like the little Easter eggs, and I'll just go ahead and just show one of them right now. They had this all over the place.
Yeah,
with Sword. So that's we'll get into it tomorrow. But I'm kind of like you though. That's one of the things that kept me intrigued too, because they were just putting it here and there, little details. And I was like, okay, I know what that's about. You know what I'm saying? Because we know the comics and the lore and all that good stuff. So my expectations were low. I did enjoy it overall. I did laugh, and I'm looking forward to more. I can't wait to see more. And I think that Marvel, Disney Plus, they're on the right track right now, and I'm just super duper excited that the MCU is back. And I honestly, I couldn't be happier. Now we got a comment from Zia Latrice. She says, "But if Nightmare is pulling the strings, then who is asking her to do this to her?" I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see.
It could be Doctor Strange fighting against Nightmare to help her regain control of her own psyche.
Right. She said it's kind of confusing. I'm not confused, but I think that's just because I just know a little bit.
Right.
Do you guys feel that like maybe it's the House of M storyline and she's just having a mental break? I personally just think that I think Wanda's depressed. And because she's depressed, you know, she created this reality and she, you know, it's to be happy, but she doesn't have complete control over it. It's taking control over her, or it could be somebody pulling the strings, but that's all I'll say for now.
And it could be both. Technically, it could be both.
But before you guys go, because the scene where she kind of reverses everything and like it's like no, you know, and then it plays it back in a much more, you know, soothing way. Because when she goes outside, and I don't want to get too into detail, but you know what scene I'm talking about, where she pretty much reverses things on her own.
Right.
Is that her doing or someone else? Like that? Because you know I'm not too knowledgeable on like, the whole nightmare.
I think it's her. I think it's her doing that.
I think that one was her, but I'll save this. I will get into spoiler tomorrow, but I do think that was her in the realm of somebody else still having control.
Right on, right on. One more comment. Okay. Well, guys, we almost there, guys. I appreciate y'all sticking with me this long. We got 59 people in the live. If I can get 59 likes, I would really appreciate that. So let's go ahead real quick and move on to topic number 12. We almost there, guys. And it looks like
to deal after this one.
Okay.
You already see my little that's my little Thanos.
I got you.
Friendly. She about to snap her fingers and make us all disappear.
Daredevil. Looks like Daredevil is going to be in Spider-Man 3. You know, I did not see this happening, but we got a report coming over here from comicbook.com. Spider-Man 3 Daredevil actor Charlie Cox wraps filming. As rumors swirled around the Spider-Man 3 casting as Daredevil as Charlie Cox to reprise his role from the Netflix series, comicbook.com has learned that the actor was indeed on the set for the Marvel Studios movie. Cox is expected to be playing Matt Murdock in the film alongside Tom Holland's Peter Parker, though at this point it is unclear if it will be the same version of Daredevil that many fans know and love from the Defenders series on Netflix, or is it some sort of multiverse reboot? Considering the inclusion of Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange, it is possible that the Marvel Cinematic Universe will be making major changes to Cox's Daredevil in the future. And before I pass it to any of you guys real quick, I do have a short clip that I want to play, and here we go right now.
Is there any chance that Charlie Cox could be back as Daredevil, or do you consider what happened with Netflix almost like an alternate universe?
You know, I look at anything that has happened before. Whether it's our movies, whether it's Marvel Entertainment TV series, in particular, obviously the comics, video games, cartoons, all of it is available as inspiration for the future of Marvel. That's the way the comics have worked for 80 years. So we'll see.
Got it. I think a lot of people really loved Charlie in that role and are hopeful that he can find a way back. Got it. I'm not going to get any more.
So did that play for y'all, or was it Charlie?
Yeah, that played. That was good.
I got you. So what y'all think of that right there? Charlie Cox being back as possibly as Daredevil in Spider-Man 3. What you think?
Well, first of all, if Collider's going to ever get answers out of people, they need to get someone interviewing people with more charisma. Hell, any four of us can get up there and probably get answers out of people than to get that guy who looked like somebody put a bowl on his head and just say, come on, man. He's got the charisma of a slug stuck in salt. Golly, help us out here. But in terms of Charlie Cox coming back, man, I mean, y'all might hate me for this, but I mean, it doesn't matter to me one way or the other.
Really?
Yeah.
Same here, man. I don't really care. I'm to be honest with you, all the Spider-Man news that's coming out, it doesn't excite me.
Me neither.
I feel like Miles Morales. I don't want to see any more Spider-Man.
I just Sony is so obsessed with this Sinister Six You know, they're just desperate in my opinion. I don't want to see all of this. I want to see all this multiverse stuff, but not this early in the MCU. In my opinion, we are still in the infancy stage of the MCU. There's so many characters and stories you can tell. This is the third Spider-Man film. Why are we going into the multiverse? And I just there's so much story for Spider-Man. You can have 15 solo movies.
Yes.
On top of him teaming up with other people, and y'all want to do a multiverse in the third movie? Can we just get Spider-Man swinging from buildings in New York? Because we haven't got that. I'm done with my rant.
I'm with you. Keep your rant going. I'm with you. Like,
I think we need another origin story.
No, we don't need that. We don't need that.
I'm frustrated, man. I'm
frustrated with you, B.A. I'm frustrated with you. I mean, we haven't even. They could take Spider-Man, bring back Iron Man if they wanted to, and have a Spider-Man, Iron Man versus Dormammu. I mean, we haven't even got that yet. We could do that. Spider-Man fights him in the comics.
Can we get a Spider-Man Defenders movie? You know, I want to get Luke Cage and Jessica Jones back in there.
No,
no. I would prefer something like that. I don't know. I'm not a big Daredevil guy.
Me neither.
I personally would have preferred to see like Fist, like Spider-Man and Fist. I know it's Daredevil's his main guy, but I prefer Fist over Daredevil. That was what got me through that show a lot. And Punisher, but Charlie Cox is great as Daredevil. I'm just not a big Daredevil fan. So, and the whole multiverse is kind of weird considering where the last film left off. So it seems like they just kind of throwing a lot at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Yes,
like on the rise, and this wasn't necessary.
Do y'all feel like they threw a lot on the wall in the last phase of the MCU at all, or do you feel like it was all a cohesive unit?
I mean, it was cohesive, but honestly, even when they announced Infinity War and stuff, I'm like, this is kind of too early to be doing this story, but it worked out. But I don't know if I hope that answered your question, but
it kind of does. It kind of does. I want to have faith in Marvel. I guess that's where I'm going with this. I'm trying to have faith in them that if they're going to do the multiverse, they'll be able to do this and then be able to go right into a different story. And it'll all seem fresh, and we won't feel like we're getting warned over Thanksgiving dinner for Easter type deal. So I'm trying to have faith in Marvel, and I think they'll do it. But fellas, I gotta go
confidence in them
before somebody does really pull out that Thanos glove, snaps her little fingers, and then y'all won't see me for 2 weeks. But one take, nice to meet you, my homie. Everybody, be sure to subscribe to Behavior's channel and everybody's channel on the panel. Like this man's videos. He's one of the hardest working brothers out here on YouTube, and you will see him again tomorrow on my channel.
Yes. Have a good night, sir. And thank you for tuning in. I do appreciate it, man. I do appreciate it. I had one more topic to go, but I know you got to get out of here. You got daddy duty, so I
got to get out of here. But I'll see you fellas tomorrow.
All right. Larry, do you have any thoughts on this Daredevil, Spider-Man 3, and all that stuff?
Man, I'll be honest with you. I'm just sort of over Spider-Man for the moment, man. I want to. Like I started watching Far From. I didn't even finish it. I started watching. I didn't even finish it. I want to see Miles Morales in there, and I'm sort of done until then, you know. But I hopefully I'll, you know, I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing a Spider-Man with the Defenders. I wouldn't mind seeing that, you know. But you know, because that was sort of one of the things where like Iron Man was saying, oh, you know, go back home. Everyone needs some a neighborhood person, blah, blah, blah. The whole Defenders is part of like the neighborhood Marvels thing. It would be great to see them, like if they have a big villain and there's no one there to help except for the Defenders, you know?
Right on.
So I think something like that would be fun to watch, but I don't know, man. I feel like they're going to give us another Spider-Man.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, man.
Larry, how did you feel about Iron Fist? I know you keep asking for Defenders, but how did you feel about Iron Fist? I would love to know.
I know people did not like him in the series. I actually liked him. I had to hush and not say that too loud because I was getting dogged out for it. But I actually liked Iron Fist the series. I thought it was cool. You know, I mean, they probably could have cast it a bit better, but you know, I mean, Danny Rand, I mean, he was all right. I still liked it. And if they came out with another season, I would watch it again. So
right on. Well, guys, one take. You got any more comments on that before I move to the last topic? I would take that as a no. Okay.
No. Go ahead.
All right, guys. Well, we got this is one of them that got me most excited. I have a issue with how it was reported, but we're gonna move on to the last topic real quick, and that is Chris Evans is back as Captain America in the MCU. Larry, I know y'all talked about this on Friday, but you know it's such big news. I wanted to talk about it as well. I'm so happy to hear about this. We got this report coming over from Deadline. Deadline now. Chris Evans, Captain America, and the road back to the MCU. Deadline reported on Thursday that Chris Evans may awake from his superhero cryo sleep once again to play Captain America. The actor in the high demand for other roles has said he will not return for the part, but as the pandemic war on ideas were floated and Evans warmed up to the thought. Now the actor and Marvel are close to an agreement, and it says, click on the video for more. So let me go ahead and click on this video so you guys can see what they're talking about.
For Deadline now. On Thursday, Deadline reported that Chris Evans may awake from his superhero cryo sleep once again to play Captain America. That set off a storm of speculation about where, when, and how his character may return. After all, the actor has said he would not play years, and one worldwide pandemic can change things. With all production interrupted intermittently for months, Evans, like many other big-name stars, may long for the good old days. Or maybe there's a new concept that's exciting to him. Evans' enthusiasm about his starry role has often dimmed and brightened. Even before he was announced as Captain America in 2010, Deadline reported that Evans felt conflicted. The actor had played Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch, in the early 2000s Fantastic Four films for Fox. He was unsure about jumping into another superhero role, but he got over that. Billions at the box office later, Avengers Endgame seemed to literally retire Evans from the role. While details are still unclear, we're hearing that Captain America's return may be a cameo in another series. There's the upcoming Falcon and Winter Soldier series, but that's doubtful. It's due to debut on Disney Plus very soon. Ditto the upcoming Black Widow standalone film, currently slated for a May release. Even if Evans does return, it will be sometime before the actor has room on his schedule. Pre-production on Netflix's The Gray Man was suspended in December because of the pandemic. Filming was pushed back at least until the end of January. That's a $200 million Netflix production aimed at launching a new spy franchise. It will very likely be the first film on Evans' post-pandemic dance card. Whatever the case may be, don't count Captain America out. According to Deadline's reporting, quote, things had changed in recent months as the idea was floated of Evans returning to the MCU as Rogers to see if there was any interest. And as the weeks went by, Evans became more game to the idea, with the two sides coming to the agreement at the top of the year. Marvel had no comment when contacted by Deadline, and Evans tweeted a coy, quote, news to me in response to the story. But as Marvel chief Kevin Feige told Deadline recently when asked about revival of old characters, quote, I've been at Marvel long enough to never say never about anything. I'm Amanda Nduka for Deadline Now.
First, I want to say I think Amanda Nduka was kind of cute, but now, what are y'all? What's up, girl? Now, what y'all think about? I mean, for me, this was a no-brainer. Of course, he was going to come back. It would be silly if he didn't. But how do y'all feel about this? What you think?
I just didn't want to see him back. I think he went out too good. I think you get into that realm of just bringing characters back after you get a good emotional a moment out the fans, then you wait a while try to bring a character back. It feels cheap to me. I felt like his story wrapped up in a nice way, and they just let him go on about his way.
Okay. Where you at, Larry?
Man, they should do something. I mean, if they're gonna bring him back through some sort of multiverse and make Captain America Hispanic, then yeah, I say do it.
Wow.
But I mean, other than that, I don't really need to see him back. Like like Big Dog said, they took him out in a respectful way. He went out on top. He should stay out. And what's he gonna do? Come back and take his shield back? He gave it away already.
Wow. I am very surprised to hear these comments, guys. Now I'm thrilled. I love the character Captain America. I'm glad he's back. The only thing, I mean, it's a moneymaker. The only thing that really just disappoints me is I didn't want to know about this news. I wanted it to be a surprise. I wanted to be in the theater or at home on my couch since we're in the pandemic, and he just pop up, and we're oh snap, he's back, and we didn't, like a surprise like that, or let this news come out 2 or 3 years from now. You know what I'm saying? Like this just happened in 2019. We haven't had anything, and now y'all are already announcing he comes back. So I do agree with both of y'all in the sense that it's like we did get all emotional. It's like he did have a nice send off, but now just like he's back. It's just like come on, man. Let's miss him for a while before you bring him back. He definitely needs to come back, but I just think this is kind of too early to be for it to be news. But I'm not upset about it.
And I don't want to see him back in a cameo. I feel like you bring a character back like that, you need to bring him back. Either keep him gone or bring him back.
Yeah.
But you don't bring him back in a cameo or somebody else's thing where he pops in for a couple minutes. Hey, fellas, how you doing? And then he's out. I mean, I don't want to see that.
I got you. One sec, Big Dog. You got any more thoughts about this, man?
No. I completely agree with that, man. Just let him be. Do y'all think? Let me ask y'all this: do y'all think it's because he may be open to the idea because he ain't been doing a lot of other work, and like maybe his other stuff hasn't been landing how he thought it would have?
Well, that Gray Man is supposed to be a franchise, so I think he might be into that. I don't know if he signed a multi-movie deal on that, but he might be into that for several of them because that book series has like I don't know, half dozen books or something or more. So
I got you. Well, we'll see, guys. We'll see, but we got 49 people in the live right now, and I want to thank all of y'all for tuning in. I had fun. If I can get 49 likes real quick before everybody heads out, that would be great. But that's going to conclude the show, guys, for this this movie news roundup. Hopefully I can try to do this once a week or once every 2 weeks, and I either do it by myself or have lovely guests here tonight. So again, One Take Big Dog, thank you so much for tuning in. I do appreciate it and helping me out. Larry, of course, I do appreciate you tuning in as well.
Hey, Avery,
what's up, man?
If there's any studio people out there watching, can we get a remake of The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen? I've been waiting on one for, I don't know, a decade and a half or something. Can we get another one?
That's fine. I wouldn't mind a reboot, but you may disagree with me, man. I may have to see it again, but I didn't mind the first film. I think from what I remember, I enjoyed it. I think I'm alone in that one.
If they can give us the next another part of it, great. But if not, can we just can they remake it and put it back? Give us a new one.
Well, hey, if there's anybody out there, that can remake the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, that would be cool. So make it happen. I don't think One Take you want to remake One Take.
You know what? Confession, I've never seen the first one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you were missing out.
Yeah, check it out, man. It's your time. I mean, supernatural powers and superheroes and stuff like that. It's up your wheelhouse. So if you get a chance, I think it'll be worth it.
Okay.
But guys, again, tonight I was live on YouTube at Just My Opinion Reviews. Also on Facebook, facebook.com/Just My Opinion. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Just My Opinion 84. These gentlemen have their handles on the screen as well. excuse me, I was live on all those platforms, even Twitch. I launched a Twitch platform, so you can check me out over there at Just My Opinion Reviews as well. It's live right now as well. If you love what these gentlemen had to say, there is a link to their YouTube channel down in the description box, so subscribe to their channel. And also, if you head over to my channel tab, we got Sharronda, Lamont, Life Games. Today, I feel like Eman's and OneTakeBigDog, all of their channels right there. You can go subscribe. And so, again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I do appreciate it. And my name is Brandon Keith Avery. And before you go, guys, don't forget, again, that my name is Brandon Keith Avery. And that's just my opinion. Peace out, guys. Peace out.